Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in negative territory ever so slightly this morning after another move into all-time record high territory for the NASDAQ yesterday. Some big name tech shares, though, are seeing a little bit of strength once again this morning, offsetting some weakness surrounding some of the stocks that are heavily tied to economies starting to reopen. We talk about the airlines, we talk about the cruise lines, all moving slightly to the downside this morning, offsetting some strength in tech stocks primarily. We also have some vaccine-related names moving around this morning that we're going to get to coming up. Markets coming off impressive performances yesterday. The Dow up more than 450 points, the S&P up more than 1.5%, notching its fifth straight positive showing yesterday. So nice look across the board. The market also seeming to continue to shrug off increasing cases in COVID-19 across many states in the U.S. Sunday alone, 23 states in the U.S. reporting a 5% or more jump in hospitalizations due to COVID-19. So we'll keep an eye on that, obviously. On the data front this morning, we'll also get the latest JOLTS jobs numbers coming up at 10 a.m. for the U.S. That's the May number, so a little bit of a backtrack on that data, but that's coming up at 10 a.m. It is Tuesday, July 7th. Let's get going. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. Yeah, back to the downside for the most part across the board here. You can see 1+% moves for both Chinese markets there in the middle. Let's slide over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. Pretty negative as well, top to bottom here. 1+% moves to the downside. Italy trying to hold on to break even at this point, but not faring too well. Let's go over to North America and see how things are shaping up as well. As we mentioned, a little bit of a negative start here. The Dow 0.8%, the NASDAQ 0.25%, so showing some relative strength early on as well. TSX futures here in Toronto 0.7% to the downside. You can see Brazil open there down about 1%. Both crude oil and gold starting the day in negative territory. Good morning, guys. Back in action once again today. We have a lot to get to so far this morning. A lot of names moving around once again. It's going to be an exciting one, I think, but the market taking a bit of a pause here maybe.
Yeah, a bit of a pause here. I'd like to take a moment to welcome you back there, Brandon, and happy birthday. I am glad to be back in the desk where it feels so familiar, and it's familiar territory sort of when it comes to a lot of the gappers, and we're seeing a lot of gap moves every single morning, it does seem. I will say today you have a few of the electric car companies moving back to the downside, and there are a few others which have been high flyers which are moving back. Here you see Workhorse sort of coming back in. That IPO Lemonade is coming back in just a little bit after the fall from yesterday in the afternoon. So lots of movers, some of them similar names from the day before, but a few new ones to add to the mix this morning, Sean.
A few new ones, but many of the same, and including Genius Brands here. We're going to go short, breaking through 220 coming up here. It just broke through 225. That's a decent level to get short. So we'll take a few shares here, breaking through 224. But yes, welcome back, Mr. Wickens. And yeah, Neil, Arun, everything was great yesterday, but glad to have you back. Let's see if we can't find some winners for our dear viewers.
Yes, absolutely. Good to be back in the chair this morning. Let's jump into how things fared here at Day Trade the World yesterday. Big numbers on the top 10 traders list again. Let's jump into it right now and have a look at how things looked from yesterday. You can see, look at that, 50,000 guys coming out of mostly North American markets here. A little bit of Canada, a little bit of US. You can see always a fan favorite, it seems, on this list. European markets right at the top once again, 18,000 plus. We have more Canadian content here, 17,000 TSX and the Venture, and so on and so forth. More Europe down there. You can see even the CSE making an appearance at number 8 on the list today at $7,001. So great day once again here for traders at Day Trade the World. We have lots to get to as far as individual names. Novavax making a big move in the pre-market. Before we do that, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Guys, I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it even better. Sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and join our membership at the link I'm also sending out. Guys, please subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we're back on air, and give us all of your likes. Let's get it started. Back to Brandon.
Yep, lots to talk about this morning. We'll jump into what is coming up later on in the show. We have our brand new educational video coming your way around 11:50, 11:55. Valeria will have the link for you. She'll throw it in the chat. You can head over and check out, swing trading basics. So a lot of the principles we talk about in intraday type shorter time frame trading can be applied to swing trading time frames as well. So we're going to have swing trading basics educational video coming your way later on in the show. Hit like, guys. Hit subscribe. Really want to get that subscriber number continuing in the right direction. So if you haven't yet, you're joining us for the first time, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let's get into what is moving around in the pre-market here this morning. Novavax, the big one, securing $1.6 billion, guys, in federal funding from the government as a part of Operation Warp Speed to continue work on developing their COVID-19 vaccine candidate. NVAX, the big one today. Neil, you and I were joking about this. I mean, it wasn't very long ago that this thing was below $20, I believe it was. Now over $100 for NVAX.
It's crazy. It kind of goes to show how long we've been doing this and looking at some of these gap plays. But I do remember when you had breakouts through 26, 27 on this name, and when it had that leveling off in the 40s as well. And now you're looking at $105 stock currently. In the pre-market, it did get as high as, I was thinking about 112. I do see some prints at 118. I think at some point, we do have to start considering how big this move is. It's great that they got this deal, and they got that $1.6 billion worth of funding, but this feels a little bit overheated to me. It's going to be difficult to stomach a 112 break. I think maybe you can do it for some scout plays, but I'm looking a couple of downside break areas. 105 will be the first one, but I'm more interested if we ever take out that 100 area. So let's see what happens if it goes back north of or south of $100. I believe we had to pay for shorts to get this one NVAX shortable. We went ahead and did that to make sure we can secure those. But watch out for 100 level. 105 be the first one. I might tentatively jump into a breakout of the high of the day, as much as it's a hard thing to do. Sometimes you just got to play that price action. I mean, with Lemonade, it didn't seem like that made a lot of sense breaking through the top either, yet it was still a great trade yesterday. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I'd much rather see us take a shot at 100 to the downside.
Yeah, exactly. I believe in that, and I think that with some of these COVID plays, but I mean, look, it's nice to get that 1.6 billion. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, some of these plays here are going to be into today. $100 on that stock seems like a lot. We talked about it 10 times up, but hey, 100 million doses they were talking as potential. So hey, maybe they're going to be the winner, and that'll be something to look at. Right here, Genius Brands, we are short right now. I'm short at 19. So that's the level that we talked about, breaking through 20. Was able to get some short there and then averaged in. So right now, decent position here in the pre-market on Genius Brands. And we're going to get to that. It's on our watch list. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, and you'll get that.
Yeah, worth talking about Genius Brands once again this morning. The conference call obviously coming out yesterday. Some news on that, so we'll get to that coming up. We'll also get to Regeneron. We were just talking a little bit about Novavax there. Regeneron also getting a nice fat check from the government for Project Warp Speed, or Operation Warp Speed, for their COVID-19 vaccine development efforts. Let's go to the exciting world of electric vehicles, guys. Tesla back on watch this morning. $1,400 for Tesla. We touched 1,400. Yeah, wow. Robbie's saying wow in the background there. JMP Securities coming out yesterday saying, or it was over the weekend actually, saying that they're projecting the company will generate $100 billion in revenue by 2025. Tesla's up 43% in 5 sessions, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I thought yesterday taking $8 or $9 on a 1,300 break was pretty good. But if you just held it overnight, you have 100. So here we go. Yesterday in the afternoon, we were still near 1,300 yesterday afternoon, and look at this run. So I mean, exactly. Like, what time is this? We were 13:08 yesterday at 2 o'clock. So then it just rips up $70 into the close, and then today you're getting an even higher open. I mean, look, 1407 is the high. I'm guessing that we'll take that out, and when we do, we'll go long. I mean, it's going to be breaking 1400 right now in the pre-market on a downside move, just in case this move has been a little bit over-exaggerated, which it probably has. There's really no levels here, and again, we're just looking at a 1-minute chart. I can just tell you that it's been 1382 at the bottom, some wicks down here. I know these are dark prints, but 1370 maybe at the bottom. You have some bunching up here as well, 1380. So I think if we're going to go down, watch 1380, but I don't think I want to short this thing, not yet.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to say, and I'm looking at that bottom. One thing I've sort of realized is a couple of times on this parabolic move to the upside, you have to watch out what happens in the first 15 minutes. It feels like if it doesn't take out the top, I mean that pre-market high, and we're talking 14.17 here. If that doesn't get taken out by about 9.45 or 9.50, at that point I think it's worth trying a short, whether it's broken the 1380 or not. That would give you an opportunity to maybe fade it if it's sitting in the middle of the range and give it to that high. The question mark about that trade is you got to keep in mind, if you're putting that short on and you're shorting at say 13.95 because at 9.50 we haven't even made a run at the top, you're giving that $20 till the high before you know you're wrong. So any one of those shorts, it's not a breakout. You're shorting in front of that high of day because it hasn't made that test that it usually does. And that's a totally different ball game. And if you're risking 10, 15, it's because you think it's going down to that 13.50 area or somewhere along those lines. You got to be making, more than the 5 or 10 for that style trade. The breakout, you can do all kinds of ways, but short in front of that high a day is definitely a different story. You got to give it some room.
The other one worth noting here, guys, NEO back on watch again this morning, heavily traded, I should say, in the pre-market. Volume very, very elevated once again, 2 days in a row here. You can see relative volume through the absolute roof for NIO. Not a lot in the way of additional news when it comes to this group. It's worth noting some of the smaller ones, Solo, Blink, BLNK, both sharply lower in the pre-market this morning. We also saw a Workhorse in negative territory in the pre-market, but NIO, we're kind of in this range from yesterday, but the volume, the story, I think here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, yesterday was you weren't here, Brendan. I'm sure you were watching it. But yesterday we got stopped out down here at that bottom, at that very first wick, before exploding to the upside where we took the long somewhere in here, 11.10, 11.20, and was able to capture this dollar upside there. So I think the same story is going to be true again today for NIO. You're going to watch NEO come downside here again, probably 11.25. Testing that area. I mean, if we blow this up here, we're just kind of in this range once again, where we kind of got stuck yesterday before taking off into the close and reaching, not days high, but back up to 11.75. I'm looking at down here as some support, 11 and change. If it can come down there, then guess what? We're backing up the truck. But for right now, we're going to wait on NIO to come back down. We're not going to take it off the open. The one thing I did want to check out before we went anywhere was, of course, the imbalance locator. 300,000 shares, so not bad to the buy side. Yesterday, 5 million shares. So that's not, something that's normal for the NIO, 5 million, but we'll take the 300,000. Just to let you guys know here, I know Neil has it as well, but Genius Brands, my first bid is at 11. So we're short at 19 and bang, there it is. So we get a little bit hit there at 11. We sit on an ECN there that gives us the rebate and we take out the 11. So a quick 8-penny winner to ride with here on Genius Brands. Start the day, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be working through this trade. You got to work through this trade the entire time. I know we've seen this when it was Hertz that we were shorting there, Sean. Sometimes you get that pop into 9.30 and you got to watch out for that. So I want to make sure I have some shares off to be able to reload. For NEO, make sure you look at what happened in the afternoon. The opening range bottom that Sean talked about, 10.93. It turned around like on an absolute dime here in the afternoon at 2.15. That's the level I'm looking at. Yes, I know $11 break, but 10.93. If we break through that price, all bets are off. I'll probably be shorting NEO through 10.93 at any point today, tomorrow. Doesn't really matter.
All right, let's continue along here, guys. If you haven't signed up for the watch list yet, make sure you do so. Ask Valeria in the chat very nicely, and she'll direct you to where you need to. Simply enter an email address, and you can get our watch list every single morning and follow along as we talk about every single stock, typically, that is on that watch list at this time of the morning. Also worth noting, bottom of the screen down there, that ticker has all of the symbols on our watch list as well, in case you were wondering where those are coming from. Let's go to Regeneron, guys. Another one that got some money from the government as far as COVID-19 research in developing a vaccine is concerned. REG, and I mean, it's a $650 stock. This one typically gives you moves right at the open and then might not be much to look at. You can see yesterday gapped up, big flush to the downside here. I think it was NVAX got 1.6 billion. They got 450 million. So gapping up on that news, but not as big a deal, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they'd already put the move on to 660 in the pre-market yesterday and then gave it all back off the open. It was an interesting break at the open here at about 640. Just worth noting, that was the breakdown price at 9:30 yesterday. Watch us rounding out right here at 638, 640. Same thing, can't really seem to get through. That puts a break in play if you're going to be bullish on a Regeneron. I think, certainly if you're looking to sell break, it's going to be a little bit deeper in here at about 635 or so. I think the same thing could come into play here, but it's on 36,000 shares, which is okay. I think NVAX is going to be the much more interesting day trade for us today. It's the bigger deal. It's the more fresh news. It's a lot more pre-market volume, and the volatility is much larger. All those things in our factor. And guess what? The shorts were very cheap for us, only a cent per share here to pay to be able to go short NVAX.
Yeah, NVAX or Regeneron?
No, I'm not really looking at Regeneron too hard.
Yeah. Regeneron's to the top side there. We'll trade that. Like 450 million. Nice to have that kind of free cash flow sitting around. They're the antibodies, so we'll see if they can get the immune system going for most people there. And I think theirs was between 70,000 doses to 1.3 million doses. So Regeneron, definitely a good stock. We'll be on the look, but it's just too expensive. $650. The spread's not great for day trading for what we do. So for me, Regeneron will be a pass, but it's a great investment.
Let's go to Square, guys. An interesting one yesterday. Huge move off the open on Square, obviously, all the way up to 128, 129 area. And then we came all the way back down to basically where the stock started the day, around 119. We are opening higher again this morning, up 2% on Square here. This thing has tripled since March lows, obviously COVID March lows. Now trading around this 120 area. A lot of smaller retailers using their technology when the touchless type payment systems are coming into play. Square getting a little bit of an attention on that, but tripled since March lows now, guys, for Square.
Yeah, I mean, I got out of some of my position yesterday. I was in near that bottom, so I got out at 120 yesterday on this little dump somewhere around here, and then we closed a little bit lower. And now today we're opening up higher, so we'll wait to see, man. Another 2%. I love the business model. Like I said, I lightened the load there. I got out of a third of my position, long-term position on Square. Not long-term, I mean month and a half. But yeah, look at this level here. These tops, 121, 121. I wrote down on this sheet here 121 break. There you can see it there on Square. NIO as well, Facebook, CCL. We'll talk about those in a minute. But I did like this break of 121 to the upside. It does give you a smooth dollar, so maybe that's what happens on the way down as well. If you are looking short, I would really just look at yesterday's spot right here at open, 118. That looks pretty juicy to me. A lot of bunching up there. We tried to tip down there yesterday afternoon. But yeah, 118 on the short side for Square. Could be the day, man. The market, I mean, look, we're only down 100 and something points on the Dow. I mean, to say that this is going to be a negative day, I'm not sure. But right here, 118, Neil, I like it.
Yeah, when the day comes, you just sort of want to be ready when some of these do come back in. I think the way that Square sold off, giving it almost everything back pretty much from that pre-market action. If there is a move to the upside, I'm sort of anticipating we'll have some trouble getting through that 125 mark. So if it does bounce up, look to see if you can't fade that. That was the top $3 of that range where you saw it finally roll over there. It was a great call by Kevin talking about that short, the little double, triple top that you see there. So 118, good level. I think if you're looking at that 121, which was a pivot for the break that just happened, the next level upside where you saw a similar thing was 122.60. So that would be another potential break to be able to get to that 125 mark.
All right, guys, let's go to Endo International. Gapping up this morning on news, the FDA has approved an injectable treatment for severe cases of cellulite in women. So apparently it's the first ever injectable treatment for cellulite that has been approved by the FDA. So we're up about 13.5%. Another one that's already kind of breaking to the downside. The more charts we look at here, a little bit of a trend, I think, developing.
Yeah, it's been a while since you see one of these gap up plays, and it's only 12% right now, but actually showing a little bit of weakness and lack of follow through. It's two things it's going to give you here. It sort of gives you that standard fade off some key levels, whether you want to look at the sellers here at 420, 425 area, fails to get through there off the open, you maybe sell into that. but it also gives you an opportunity at a breakout trade where it hasn't really gone that far. So you look at that 445 top, maybe call it a 450. If that ever breaks to the long side, it's not up that much. Obviously, you get this kind of news. We've seen stocks go a little bit more parabolic than this. I'm willing to play both ends of the spectrum. Off of the open, though, let's just keep in mind, if in that first 5-10 minutes, we can't take out, even the first 3 maybe, we can't take out this 425, it's going to become a sell point, and if you can't catch it before $4, the 4 even break certainly looks pretty good. It's a bit of a double bottom in the pre-market.
Yeah, Endo, Neil just did everything right there on that one, so I'm just going to quickly jump over here. Genius Brand's going down, so that's good, as you guys know that we are both short that name. 237.50 here in Facebook. It's kind of an easy level. I just wanted to give it to you guys in case it does break here before the open. We're still $1 away from it, but you got some bunched up levels here at 237.50, and then you come back down and test 237.50 again. Facebook, Zuckerberg, a whole bunch of social media now. I think today they're going on Congress, Facebook's meeting with a few members of the different political sides today to talk about their censoring of tweets, or obviously it's not tweets, but Twitter's going to be there as well, so is Google, Facebook. So I think Facebook will be on watch today. A lot of stuff happening here in this space and on this name, so watch out. Anytime they're talking to Zuck there, you never know what's going to happen, so watch out. 237.50. However, like I stated before, and I congratulate Netflix for doing this for the community, but they donated $100 million to some of the not Black Lives Matter, but that whole push there. I think Facebook does the same thing, and I think that could get announced maybe even today. So you could get a little bit of a bump, but if there's any negativity coming from it, 237.50 to the downside will be what I'm going to hit.
All right, guys, let's go to AG Eagle Aerial Systems, UAVS, on the NYSE ARCA Exchange .am if you're on the P-Pro 8 system. They were mentioned in a tech article over the weekend in relation. So this company makes aerial drones, those little drones that fly. So they were mentioned as a possible solution for Amazon when it comes to drone deliveries of products for Amazon. So UAVS up this morning on that news, 27% here. To the upside, we're kind of chopping around a little bit around this 160. You go to a higher time frame, 180 is a huge level I noted on this thing.
Yeah, 180 break. Yeah. That's what I'm watching on UAVS. You had me at drones and Amazon, obviously. Look, it's another situation where you've seen bigger parabolic moves. It was $1.28. We're looking at an opportunity to really, really break out. And Brendan mentioned this, of course, sort of going right back into the daily time frame. You can see trying to break through this about 170 to 180 range, which we're already having tested in the pre-market. So do watch out. It would be a retest of that high. I do like it through that price if it wants to break. You can see it also has some support in and around $1 to $1.15 on UAVS. So even in the event of a pullback, I think there's an ample opportunity to maybe grab this one in the quarters, like 1 quarter if there is a bit of a sell opportunity. So as usual, we're going to be breaking off the top if we can get it. If it doesn't do that, we hold below 150, it becomes a short, but that's only into $1.15, $1.25 where I see some support down there that you might want to be buying again.
Yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about Workhorse as well here. As the EV space getting hit a little bit today, I did step into some Nikola yesterday in the afternoon, and maybe some Workhorse soon, but I don't know much about Workhorse as much as Nikola. But 1540 to the downside right now. I did like a couple levels here. I think it was 1475. Hold on a second here. 14, if my chart will load up. But anyways, Workhorse back on the downside. We'll check this out after. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. Check out your broker if you need shares. We have to borrow them today. So Workhorse, I think we did yesterday as well. So watch out, guys. I like the 1475 break, which is only $1 from now on WKHS. Remember, too, your short sell restricted today, down 10%.
All right, guys, we promised we get to Genius Brand, so let's talk about it right now. The call that they had yesterday, the conference call, I think reiterating news that was already hinted at about a month or so ago. They're teaming up with Stan Lee to develop content, but there's a huge but in there. Anything that's owned by Disney's Marvel, not going to be touched by Genius Brand. So Stan Lee has an entire library of content that was never developed. Genius Brand's going to be working on that content. Anything that's recognizable that's owned by Disney, not a part of this deal. So you saw the big move down yesterday following the call, guys, on GNUS.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly update. We had an issue yesterday, Sean, of course, with our position where we love it. It's brand new. But it is showing some incorrect positions. I've shorted Genius Brands. I've only covered. You can see on my chart here. I haven't actually reversed and gone long here, although long at 210 would look pretty good, temporarily in the money. I am short here in front of that 2-quarter break that we did get. The story yesterday was just a ridiculous sell-off at the open. We caught half of this after these halts at around the 350 break, but really you come down, open below that 250. That's the first line in the sand I think you're working with. So 2-quarter is what we shorted in front of. 250 would be a potential break if it ever gets above there. It is worth mentioning there is some real chop and support that's around these price levels between 2 and 225. So if it does a ton of volume, it might be one of those opportunities to take 5-10 cent winners on larger scale if we don't get a break. But I want to have shares on board if we get a $2 break, and I want to be fading into it if possible, especially if we never test that 250 mark.
Yeah, I'm just mentioning getting this position board. Hopefully we can get that fixed. Yeah, look, Genius Brands, I'm already, well, I mean, we've already talked about it. I've already tweeted it out as well, guys. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter. Today we did post a nice little video here. That's our pinned video of fruit salad time. And then this morning in my car here, had a couple words about some of these shorting EVs here today. And then here's Genius Brands. So yeah, follow on Twitter, follow all of us, Twitter, Instagram, everything. But yeah, okay. So we already took some out there at 211. It looks like that was like the best spot. I do think obviously it breaks 210 and continues to move to the downside. Before we go to you, Brendan, I just want to give an update. I see a lot of people joining today. If it's your first time on the show, welcome. You can support us by simply joining us here on Trader TV Live. It's $4.99 to get access to some of these fun little badges. The first one here is going to be Neil Chickenhead, and then anyways, you can go on and on and on, and then some custom emojis as well. So we would really love for everybody's support on this, and it's just, you know, $5 is $5, and we would really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the continued support. I think we're almost near 100 members, so that would be kind of wicked to break that today on the show. It was about 65 or so welcome. Thank you so much. I see a lot of the regulars on there. Very important to us. Thank you so much.
I noticed as well, guys, we do have some room to add additional emojis now as well because of the success. So maybe throw in the chat if you want anything specific. We'll get our tech crew on it, and they'll make you some custom emojis to go along with those ones that Sean just showed. Let's have a look at the overall market here. We'll bring Arun in and see what significant levels we need to be aware of when it comes to the futures today. Kind of grinding back to the upside here, Arun. We are negative, but a little bit of a muted start to the day.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting day because yesterday all we did was just go sideways, and we finally kind of took the top off overnight, and then we kind of completely failed. But now what I'm starting to see is that below this 50, around the 45 going down, there seems to be a little bit of buying here. So for me, I'm marking the levels off as 31.85 on the top end, 31.30 on the bottom. And anywhere in between 55 and 65, I'm open to shorting if I can find the right setup. Anywhere between 45 going down, I'm open to longs. But right now, I'm not going to do a whole lot because there's not enough in terms of a risk-reward ratio. So I'm just going to wait this one out. But again, we are stuck in a range. Even though it looks like we broke yesterday's bottom, there seems to be some buying below there. So I'm just going to call 31.30 as the bottom for me today. So again, we're waiting for some more information to see what we can do. But 55 to 65, that's an area where there's going to be a lot of action, and that's where I'm going to look to make some moves here on the short side if we get that set up. If not, we'll just wait it out. That's all I got for you, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thank you, Arun. Let's get one more. 2 minutes to go here real quick. ANVS 137%, $10 up here. Big time level for this thing. They're developing a Alzheimer's treatment. So that was the news on ANVS. 140% almost, $10 to the upside. Needs to fail here at 850 and then hold below 850 if you're looking downside. Guys.
Absolutely. With just 90 seconds to go, we are watching a lot of names here. We're involved in Genius Brands. I am shorting this one at 220. Sean shorted as well. Ignore that position board for that position anyways. But watching NVAX as well. Novavax, obviously a gap up play here. Big time runner. But look out for that 100 even level. I'll be watching that one very closely for a break to the downside. We're already back below that 105. If we ever try to take that top, And we did mention if we got through to 120, we'd sort of begrudgingly take that trade. I think 112.15, now that I take a second look at it, could be another interesting breakout if you're looking for a scalp play in Novavax. But right now you're talking Genius Brands, electric car companies, NIO, and Workhorse also going to be in play. Is Randy or Rob breaking stuff over there? Yeah. If you hear some commotion in the background, let's watch to see about that 1093 bottom that was holding in NIO in the afternoon. First level though for a break would be the pre-market low at 1120. If it holds that, 1150 breakouts. 30 seconds to go here, Sean. Lots of action.
Yeah, CCL also, we didn't talk about that, breaking through 15. We like CCL. NIO turns to a sell right now, guys. 700,000 shares, so watch out to the downside. NIO, I did want to give a big thank you to absolutely everybody. I'll put you up on here real quickly. Thank you so much to Chris. Thank you for Charlie. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to Maria. Thank you to Noah. Thank you to everybody. Jarhead, what up, Jarhead? Thank you, my friend. Good friend of the family there as well. Thank you to everybody for being members. All I did was ask, and you guys came through.
Well,
the bell has to be lowered. Hit it, Randy. We're open now, buddy. We're a little bit slow on the bell. Hit it, Randy. We're open. There we go, buddy. Okay, CCL crashing down here. Okay, we're open now, Randy.
Yeah, we get it, Randy.
CCL comes to 15 there and does not break. We're going to wait for a 15 break on CCL, so let's pay attention to that one. Genius Brands, the only position we have on right now. Let's go.
Yeah, Genius Brands trying to test that 225 mark. Remember, I'm probably not going to let it go through 225 in my 220s. We've already made our profit there. We'll take it out and look for a better entry if it ever breaks. ENDP, I'm also watching very closely here, guys. If we can take out that 425 to the upside, maybe we'll get that top break that we like on Endo. But otherwise, it's a 4 even downward break that we're watching for on ENDP. If you're checking along with that name. NVAX, upside, guys, not downside. Yep. So I'm going to be out of Genius Brands and look for that opening range to get made and re-enter the trade there. So we win on the half, you lose on the second half. It's going to be a good trade for me regardless. We didn't talk about one name here. It's a gapper, EOLS, down 40%. Trying to fill in a bit of this gap, but watch out for $3 even on EOLS. That's another name we did miss getting to on that little run-up. So many names to be watching, and NIO trying to head southbound here, guys.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come back to 1140. If it does that, we'll go ham on that one and go a little bit long. Some NIO, but right now, yeah, coming to the downside, we did talk about a big sell imbalance, so it makes sense that drops from 1135 all the way back down. Let's see if we can't take this again here. I still have my Genius Brands. Again, we're just going to try to give this one to $2. I am with Neil, though. We are going to get out here on a break into the 230 area, so that one's on watch. Another name that we talked about was Facebook, and this one, I mean, Facebook right now today, this is about when I like to get in here, about 2-3 minutes in. It did that big move, upside dollar, downside $1. Now you have 238.75. What's the matter, Neil?
We missed it again, and my apologies for me. Lemonade, we had this one yesterday, broke through this 86, took out the pre-market high. I'm literally chasing it here, unfortunately, into this $90 range, and I don't get it until about 88. And before 90 was a target for me yesterday. I'm probably going to maintain that and look for a 90 even break if we can get it. Certainly should have had this one through 86. It's what I had written down. So many names to get to today that we missed out on them. This one could be $1 winner. And I came in thinking at some point this was going to be a short for me on Lemonade. It's the IPO from last week, but it just seems to keep on going and going and going. It did have a big sell-off right into that range that we talked about, those mid-70s that were important, but it's off to the races one more time. Watch out for 86 on any kind of a pullback. That could be an interesting support level.
Yes, and so right now we are going, this is Facebook.
NIO.
We are short Facebook here, although you see what the futures are doing. There goes NIO, so let's take out a little bit here if we can at 47. Our long is at 41 right now. So NIO to the upside right here. Let's see what happens breaking through 50. Your boy has got this one. So yes, it's another bang. We take out the big stick and load it up. So let's see what happens here at 1150. What's up, Brendan?
Just watching some of the airlines here, guys. Delta moving downside. We had this level in the pre-market coming in pretty quick here, 27.75. They just announced their annual meeting is going to be virtual this year, obviously, and just set a date for that. So there you go, 27.75 just breaking on Delta, guys.
Another breaker here. Watch out for FTech. It's a gap up. It's up 40%. It's about to take off the top. So a potential breakout on FTEK. I mean, there's just a lot of names to get to. I'm looking at 135 as 133 is the pre-market high. We're pennies away from that. So going to be triggering into that one. I was definitely too late on that Lemonade. There was the break, and I chased it for $2, and then it came all the way back on me. So we're going to have to flush that one down the toilet. Bit of a roller coaster ride in that name, but the break was a little earlier, and we didn't catch it. I'm now watching Genius Brands start to move up And remember that 250 mark we wanted to see if we can test? Well, it has to get through 235,
Yep,
which was this leg right here. And here it is. I've seen this happen in Hertz. We've seen it before. This is why I took out the last of my shares here, because that opening range, sometimes I don't want to get involved in it. If I want to be short, I can wait for the better price at the open. I'm looking for an opportunity here in this low to mid 30s on a rollover in front of 250. If 250 breaks, all bets are off with the short, though.
So we reversed our position on Facebook and got a banger right here. So new emoji, there it is, bang, like some old school Batman style there. We go short 239, we reverse it back through 240, 239.40, and now it's $1 in the money. So a nice little Facebook trade happening for us right now. Unfortunately, NIO, we're only able to get out of some. We were talking about it too much there. We're able to get out some at 47 or 48 off of 41 long. So here we come now, back from the dead. We'll drop this one if it breaks through 25 or 30. But right now, NIO, that one's moving. And then our Genius brands, where do I have my out here? Breaking through 240. So if this thing goes through 240, then we'll get out of that one. But right now, Genius brands, wow, there goes Facebook. Hello, Superman is in the building. So $1.50 winner now on Facebook. Here's our long, here's our first sell. Let's take the rest out right now for this $1.50 winner. Yes, sir. So smash the like button. That's the only button I could find right there. Nice trade here on Facebook, guys.
Yeah, another name that we didn't quite cover, BLU. This was also, I believe it was on our watch list. I don't know if it was, but it certainly should have been just a break through $4 here. Sorry, pre-market high about 407. But it's looking like it could be a failed break on blue. If it doesn't hold above 4, I'm looking to short this one. Probably a 375 entry point is going to be a good one. Otherwise, you're fading in front of 415. I have re-entered into Genius Brands. It tested up towards that 250. I saw it go to about 240. Came back in. I got 31s to the short side. But here comes blue after the failed break. I do like these opportunities. If it breaks 320, 375 now, that's one entry point. Otherwise, short in front of high of day. Breakout now at that 413 high. Call it 415.
Okay, so we fall in the hole there on NIO. We are going to flush ourselves down, but I'm going to reload this thing through 1132. So we'll wait to see on that one. Again, you know, we don't take our biggest position ever, our very first position, but NIO is flushed down there a little bit. So I'm pretty bullish on this name. So we'll wait to see what does happen with that one. Facebook, of course, we've already rang the register on that one. That was a chicken dinner winner. So out there at 241 off of 239. That's a $1.60 winner there on Facebook. So hopefully you guys were able to have that. I was negative on the stock, remember, but we've reverse that position and now go upside. So we're flat on everything. The only thing we have right now is that Genius Brands, which we probably should have averaged into. I think I'll do that right now, actually.
Yeah, and watch out for ENDP. I talked about a 4 even break. It's testing it as we speak to the downside. It just broke, so I got short in ENDP there at 98. So I also got the breakout on FTech. That just went through the high of the day. So long in FTech, short in ENDP. Brendan, what do you got for us there, buddy?
Another one kind of suffering here, guys, today. Moderna, mRNA down 2% with the Regeneron and the NVAX positive news. This one down 2% here. Gave you a nice break of 59. We're already through 58 on mRNA, guys.
Okay, let's see if we can't make, we do not make the same mistake again here and take a little bit out of this position here. But who knows? We're going to see upside here. NIO. We are long again. We just said we would. 1132. We get some out for the upside there, and then we'll see what happens now. We get some out at 36.37. It just doesn't seem to want to run once we're in. So we'll have to wait on NIO, give it a little bit more room, but we did dump down there to 1115. So we might have to give it all the way to then. Let's see if NIO wants to be the runner that we think it can be, guys.
Yeah, nothing blue about my mood when it comes to this stock. We'll floss it off very quickly, and I hit that because I got the shirts behind me. If you like that merch, I won't do the dance, but you can sport the shirt, Sean and I, right there on those little puppies.
Do the dance.
Break of $4. I also got a little bit short when it tried to pop up and it failed through the top. We're now getting through 385. I think 375, like I mentioned, is another place where if you're late to the party, why not jump in? I'm short at 402. If we can get 20 cents, we'll take half of it out. Look for a re-entry at 75 or a pullback in front of high a day. I do maintain I would break to the long side if we ever took out that 415 level, but the short working, also ENDP, that one on the break of $4. We got that at 398, but it hasn't really accelerated to the downside just yet.
Yep, and okay, so just looking here, we'll probably, again, NIO just falls down again here, so we'll have to see what's happening with that one. We will get out if it breaks through. I think 11:15 or so was our cut point there. Again, we take profits real early, and then it just rips our face to the downside. So we'll wait to see on that one. Genius Brands, we have averaged in as well. We're still waiting for that 243 to tick off. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, on that UMRX, guys, big crazy move yesterday was halted all kinds of times throughout the morning to the upside. We went from 40 cents to 220 yesterday. We're breaking the high here, 320 on elevated volume. Webbush, in addition to yesterday, upgrading this one today, guys.
And NVAX makes a strong move to the upside. It fades and fails right here at about 111. I talked about 112.50. Doesn't quite get there. I think that could still be a break, but ultimately I like the opening range trade a little bit better. So call it now 111. The next level to the upside. I can tell you blue is at 380, so very close to that 375 mark. We're short here, above $4. Nice trade on that. Endo moving to the downside. That's in the money for us as well, as you can see. The only thing that's not working is the long in FTech. That's 136 long, it's holding above 130. Can't let it get past that quarters, in my opinion. So we'll have our stop down there, but everything so far working out rather nicely. Watching now NVAX, if it can take out 111 to the upside or 100 to the downside, we'll be getting in.
Oh, I think I have all my orders set to auto cancel. Okay, that's why. Okay, so we'll say no to that one. Okay, okay, here comes Niall right back to the downside here. We got flushed out again on this one, so we just keep trying along. We're going to defend this $11 even spot again. So we'll wait to see if it wants to defend that or not, but we're taking a little bit more long down here on NIO. Genius Brands, again, this is our averaged in price right here. We're actually short at 21, so we're going to wait to see if that one wants to give us a little bit of profit through it. We'll wait to see. CCL also, guys, 15.50 now on watch, 15.15, sorry, to the downside right here. That little break, if that happens again, I think we can run to 5. So CCL right now on watch as well. But been an interesting morning, guys, so far.
Yeah, and let's go with fall down a whole blue. Eric, you know I'm short this name. Come on now. You know we're short here. When it fails that breakout, I love failed breaks if you're going to be chasing short trades. It was a failed break through high of day at the open. Couldn't really get past that 410 mark very much, so we get it on the way back in. It took it a couple of legs out. I did mention to you guys 375 would be the next level. It briefly broke that before failing at that same price, so that's why you take some shares out in front, capture that profit. If it heads back down, there's certainly another opportunity there. So apologies, Eric. We have had a few issues with the position board, so I will try to do my best to verbally let you guys know when, in the event that it is incorrect. I'm short on blue at 404. That's a blended price. My first entry was on the break here at 98, sorry, and our second entry was up here at 404. I have the 404 shares left in my blotter there. Brendan, what do you got?
Worth noting, some of the solars showing some strength, guys. VSLR up on that news from yesterday. Sunrun picking up VSLR in an all-stock deal, so we're trading above 13 bucks, up 25% on VSLR today. But the entire group kind of higher today and leading the charge a little bit to the upside because of this buyout activity in the space, guys.
Okay, we look at Workhorse right here. Yeah, thanks, Brendan, for that one. Workhorse right here, looking to break through 1550. We did talk about liking that one. Let's see if this space can remain strong. But if not, guys, let's fade this one. It's only down 10%. Thought it would be down a little bit more. It did have a nice little run, though, up to 1680 off the top, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks for joining us today so far. But we haven't had too many winners, really, on board, for me. Facebook was a great one off of this. I mean, look, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what's called discipline. You take a 40-cent hit on this short and you reverse it long, and then you get to have all of this. So nice little win there on the long side. Our Nile coming back to life here. We did pick some up at the bottom. Still though, not a great trade. We do need to get to the upside of NIO before we actually make any kind of money. And there goes CCL breaking through 15.15. So we've put that one on board right now. Actually short 15.13. I'll have to take a look at the position board as well, as my monitor right now not even working. But short CCL, short Genius Brand, long Nile. Yep, I'm correct, guys. So that's what we have on board. Let's run this thing now.
Yeah, absolutely. And watch out for this little F-Tech. We talked about 125 a few seconds, well, not a few seconds ago, but a couple of minutes ago, as that pullback area. When I do see it bounce off of what we have as our identified stop and pullback, I am going to get back in on the way up, guys, not on the way down. On the way back up from 125, we've added to our position here, so it's still about a 134 average price. Targets in front of 150. On a 150 break, we'd probably be looking to catch some more shares. Also got a bit of a top break here in NVAX. With this trade, you've got to give it a few dollars on NVAX. You're not necessarily wrong till about 106 to the downside. Otherwise, you're looking at 112.50 to the upside on NVAX. That's first level. From there, 115 and 120 are the next two stops. So NVAX breaking to the long side. 245 for me. Blue, we still have short, and ENDP, we have short. I apologize if the position board is incorrect. ENDP starting to head down to that 390. We'll all start to take some shares out, guys.
Okay, there goes CCL now as well. So bang, right there. Nice little out, hit the cowbell. Finally, CCL. Yes, let's go, baby. Nice little short, 15, 10 pennies in now. So CCL coming to the downside. So nice little trade there. We take off about 20% so far. We are waiting for a 15 break, guys. So watch out for that one as well. NIO back from the dead. We're long at 26. It's up to 32 here. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a runner up to 35 where we'll get some out as well. But right now, CCL is coming downside here, guys.
Absolutely. And also, one name that we didn't talk about, a good favorite of ours last couple of weeks anyways, INO. Watch out for the top on this one. It did break the pre-market high, if so very briefly here by a couple of cents here, but big move off the open. It was flushing down in about $2 all pre-market into yesterday's close price. But watch out for the breakout on INO through what looks like about 22.65 is the high of day. So once again, INO is sort of back to the northbound trade, at least temporarily up 7.5%.
Yeah,
I'm looking at that 22.65. If we can't, I've been shorting INO usually the last couple of days here. So if we can't break through that high of day, coming back into 22.25, that's going to be a short price for me. So I'm going to get my stop order triggered and ready to go to catch it on the way down, as opposed to just sitting in front of the high of the day.
Okay, guys, yeah, we're cashing it out right now, and you might have heard some language there. NIO just back up here. Like, we lose. This happens to me every day, man, but I thought that we picked the bottom here around 11:30 when it was coming back upside. Unfortunately, we didn't, but we do get 11.09s. So right now, 11.21 is our average price, and we just got some out in the 30s. So darn it, that could have been a lot bigger than that if we just would have held, but what can you do? Sometimes we get out a little too early, sometimes we get out a little too late. CCL right here, 15.07 to the upside. You guys want to make a comment about Facebook, and you're welcome, because that's a swish right there. Just wish we would have held that, but what a sick long that is, Facebook right now. Not sure what the all-time highs is, but we may be getting close. What up, B?
Wow, what a move on Facebook. Another one, guys, to add to the EV group, I guess it is now. AYRO up 20% today. Just straight higher since the open here, 550 through to 650 on this one. Higher orders reported yesterday, so big move on this one yesterday. You guys might have been talking about it, but big time relative volume on AYRO once again today, guys.
Oh yeah, we were definitely talking about
Brendan?
that. Come on, Brendan. We were all over AYRO, but also all over BLU. Just want to update, heading to the downside. It broke that 75. We're still short here above $4. We're in the money, 40 pennies right now. Pre-market low is 357. I'll take another leg out in front of that. We're looking to see if we can't get towards 350 for a 50-cent win on blue. That'd be a fantastic return here, guys. But this was one of those trades where you failed that break through the high, and it becomes a nice short retracement. If it holds the bottom, now watch out. If it holds this bottom here in front of 350, it's a 358 low, comes back, watch out for that 415 break. I'm still going long if ever breaks that 415, but a massive short trade here in BLU. It's been the best one for me of the day. I am still in my Genius brands that we reloaded into after the open.
Yep.
We just got to watch here. It is making a retest. First level will be this 240, 237, 240 area that we tested off the open. The next level, the bigger one, is that 250 if it does hold it. I position myself for the ability to hold to 250. I'm not going to be adding until it breaks its consolidation and maybe test a little bit higher. No need to jump into this one. If it's a good short, usually Genius Brands is a good short all day long. So 250 is my level. If it breaks that, I'll be out of the short and actually looking for an opportunity to go long.
Yeah, we're the same way right now with CCL. We're getting out of our short. Right now, the market is popping up like crazy. So we got to watch out for our shorts, obviously, when this is happening. But for some reason, CCL is staying down. So we're basically out now of CCL right there. What did we just go short on? We go short on Workhorse as well. And like, I'm trying to drink this gallon of water, by the way, guys. And yeah. And I already have to run to the men's room, but I'll stay with you guys.
It's all for the health, man.
It's
I'm
all
telling
for,
you, it's
I don't know what it's for, but my
it's
wife.
a positive change.
Yes, thank you, Neil. If you guys could see this here, it gives me like some time. I'm already almost at 11 o'clock, so have a nice day to you too. Water bottle. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, that could be a problem over time. That much water. Remark Holdings, 19% down, but moving higher in a hurry here. Watch this 215 level right here from the pre-market. Was a bit of a wall in the pre-market. This is earnings. reported aftermarket yesterday. Big flush off the open, but right back up here. Watch 215, 220 on remark. Mark, guys.
Yeah, worth a look. I'm looking at Workhorse here. I haven't been triggered in. My low day says 14.91. I don't see any prints below 15, about 13 or so. So still looking at a 15 break on Workhorse again to the downside. So I haven't seen it. It is short sell restricted. Always keep in mind.
I'm short that now, Neil.
When you look at SSR, you can only short it on a pop, but it hasn't broken 15 though, has it? I don't think so.
No. I went short 15.50 there, like we talked about, but I know we're waiting for 15 as well, but I just got a little aggressive there, and we take it out, and guess what happens when you short Workhorse with me? And sometimes this happens, but you get a bang, because Workhorse right now, 30 pennies into the money. We did talk about that one. Actually, I'm short 15.40, so that's just the cross down level there. We were waiting for 15.50. I guess I never got short until 40, so it's 20 pennies. We've already taken off about 20% of that position. NIO, though, guys, does exactly what I thought it would do. Unfortunately, too many executions for me on this side, and we're going to be negative on the stock, but this is a nice $37 winner right now on NIO, so that's at 11.50. We'll take some of that off as well. CCL, exactly as described again, moves to the upside. That's why we're basically out of CCL. Workhorse still busting around. I am looking for that 15 break, though, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to give you guys ENDP. It's a bit of a disco ball action for us. Another short. We talked about $4. This was the level that we gave you. It broke through. We got some out in front of 90. We'll get some out in front of 80. Previous close 362. That's going to be a nice little target for us to get to. But watch out, Genius Brands about to test that 250. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Yeah, just punching out of that one myself and trying to get a little bit of a long going on Genius Brands. Snapchat, guys. Snapchat, not seeing much in the way of news on Snap, but a lot of relative strength. Straight upside since the open on Snap as well, guys.
Sniggity Snapchat. Okay, I love Snapchat. Actually, I'm going to go look at Snapchat. I like trading that much better than Twitter. Wow, $25. Good little trade here if you are long Snapchat. I mean, look at the demise of social media. Well overstated here, as you can see, from $8 at that March 23rd low all the way to 25 and change. Love that little look here, Brendan. If we break through 25, we're not going to be near all-time highs, but we're pretty damn close with that one there. Oh, CCL, actually, guys, and there it is again. Let's load it up and bang that one out. CCL, we gave that one to you guys at 15.15. Now we're short again. So let's wait to see if that one wants to keep going to the downside here. CCL, new position alert.
Yeah, and just continuing to watch out for our endo. It does work for the downside, but it's basically Genius Brands for me. This 250 test, it's trying to get there. You've seen this up with me. I said I'd wait until we get to some consolidation in front of it. I think you can reverse to the long side at 250, or at least look for a pullback. Maybe 225 if you're a little bit more patient. I'm actually going short more in front of 250, get my price to about the low 40s of 45, which was the plan all morning long here. That's why I like taking some out at the bottom, guys. So that's what it's all about. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch this level very closely. But Sean, I don't know, man. If you got to go to the can, you might want to make sure you have a stop order on that Genius Brands.
Oh, I'm out of Genius Brands. Yeah, I did get stopped out on that one. I think 43 or 44 or 45, something like that. Oh, I will
really
rush you.
That ain't right, man. That ain't
that
right.
Waterfall on there. Oh my God. Thanks, Jarhead, for your support here. I'll just drink a little bit more here. But thank you
That's
so
not going to help things if you keep drinking that.
Hey, Jarhead said, that's not making me go to the bathroom, guys. Jarhead, my friend, former Marine, so if he says it's a good idea to drink a gallon of water, then him and my wife can win that battle. So, okay, here goes Workhorse, guys. It is at 15. Look at this size. Your boy's already 40 cents into the money right now. So, yeah, hell yeah. We ain't going anywhere. Let's go, Workhorse. Break that 15, buddy. If we can do that, then, yeah, we'll be pretty big. Next stop, I don't even know where the next stop could possibly be. Let's look at that maybe on a daily chart quickly here. You can watch it break 15. Maybe you guys want to watch it break 15. Let's put it up here. So here's 15 here. Watch it. Stay with me, guys. 1,100 shares. Each one of these is times 100. So EdgeX, they're eating it. You can see the red. You can see this is what we're talking about. Knowledge here. Trying to give it to you. Watch this 15 break and it go right to 1485. Here it comes right now. Bang. Breaks through 15. Yes, it does. Now we're going to see that 1485 spot. Look at that. What a call. Right down there to 1490. 1480. 1485. Bang! Your boy calls that one, and we're going down, down, down. Nice little 70-cent winner right here, guys. Yahoo!
Yeah, you get that nice little break on Workhorse. 15 was that low day. 1360 looks like a good long-range target for me. Call it 65 or so if you do look at that daily chart Sean was trying to bring up. So make sure you're watching out for that one. I think it's got some room to run. We've talked about this space running to the downside. Sean, you got to make the run. You got to do what you got to do. And of course, you guys got to put it on there. That's the way it works. You're seeing him run. This is live trading, guys. So we got positions on while all this is happening. But Workhorse, I've taken some out already to the downside. Watching this solo, and again, I'm not making these levels. It's not me, it's the market. 420, a bit of a base here on solo. So flushed at the open, turned on a dime at 4, where I would have been going short at a 4 even break. It's now trying to break through this 420 mark to the downside one more time. Look, if it holds this level, watch for an upside break at some point. 470 is a big level, but also long in front of 420 looks like not a bad idea if your stop is at 4 or 420 even. Brendan, what do you got for us there?
Some of the hotels moving around a little bit here. Just noted Caesars popping up on a volume scanner. They were weak. We were talking about it in the pre-market. If you joined us at 9 o'clock, some of the hotels, some of the economy reopening type stocks, these ones included, were weak in the pre-market. But just popping up on a volume scanner here, 1150 down here. Big time level for Caesars. Neil.
Yeah, and there goes the second break on Workhorse. We are short on the break of that 15 area. We're talking about 1360 as a target. That's where we're going to get more shares out. Took some out in front of that first sort of even area. But also Genius Brands, I will get to in a brief second, because that is also headed southbound. Again, we talked about 250. That was our line in the sand. You're going to see me try to get short here in the 40s. As it comes down, you're going to see me continue to try to get short. But remember, short, sell, restricted. You need to wait for an uptick if you want to hit the bid. Otherwise, you got to see it print the offer. And it's a sea of red here. Occasional print off the offer that's coming in the time and sales. And most of those are dark pools. So without dark pools, it's really hard to chase this Genius Brands to the downside. I am trying to get more shares here. I am short. Only my initial entry at 31s, guys. So unfortunately, unable to add to that one. But it is now back. Even money. 250 is still the break, guys. That's what it's all about. Welcome, George Gotti. Our good friend Sean has returned, but there's my fall in the hole trade of the day. We took a shot on NVAX, and I said, you've got to give NVAX to the retest of this low here at about 106. It broke through definitively, took the next dollar out. That's where I was willing to get out of that trade. So unfortunately, we got our average price right in the middle of the range. Not a bad break. You get the break, you get the pullback right in front of that lower high. That higher low, sorry. Right in front of that, we were able to add. You get a good average price, but it doesn't sustain the break. The next level I'm looking at where I've had a stop all morning is 100. That's where I would be going short. Certainly if you wanted to short off that top at 112.50 that I gave, that would have been a good look as well, but I was trying the long before I did that. I also have to get you guys back to Endo. There's two Endos here, but this is Endo International. 380 seems to be holding a little bit. So in this consolidation, I am getting out of some shares here for some profit. I will short more and a pull into 4. Once it breaks through 380, next stop for me would be that 360 mark. I'm short here at 398 in case the position board isn't correct right now.
I think the position board is okay. And yeah, I'll get used to everything, and we won't need to run away, but we are going to tweak this out right now. Follow me on Twitter. We're going to talk about our Workhorse trade. And again, we're down here to 14.50. So this is a nice little dollar winner right here on Workhorse. So good trade happening there, obviously, as we go. So we're really happy with that one. Our last out there, 60s. So we'll wait to see downside. Thank you for all the memberships, guys. This has been absolutely fantastic. CCL, when I was gone, goes down to 14.94. So that's right where we are now. So no missed opportunity there. We got something else for us, Brendan?
Uber starting to go a little bit here, guys. Just breaking 33, popping up on a volume scanner. You can see the volume spike down there. The news, obviously, Postmates news yesterday. Big gap to the upside. Some significant levels from yesterday morning. Just ahead of us here, 325 and then 340, 350 area for Uber showing some strength, guys.
All right. Yeah, we were on Uber yesterday, Brendan, and it didn't really do too much. So we'll wait to see. I was really super excited about that Postmates deal, and then nothing. So thank you so much for skiing right there. A nice little $10 super chat there. Thank you so much. Number one fan, we'll take it. If there's any battles for number one fan out there, you may get some battles from other traders. But right here, Uber up to 2%. We do love that trade. Let me look at it on a daily chart here for you, Brendan and family here. $34. What is this? $34.50. Don't know if we we get to there today, but look, guys, we are crossing back above right now that 50 period on a daily. So this could be for a run back up to 36, 37. I don't know much about Postmates. I guess that's a U.S. Food delivery service. So I don't know much about it. We don't have it here, but I did like the Grubhub possibility, but that's off the table right now.
Yeah, I'm just working into some position more in Genius Brands. We did talk about shorting that one in front of 250. Of course, I mentioned because SSR, it's been a bit tricky to build it. I do have 32.5 as my average price short. It's basically at that price now. I'm watching now NEO. It did bounce off 11 as much as I would have been loving that 1093 that we pointed out in the pre-market. Until it tests it, we're not going to be looking at that short opportunity. It does look like 11 quarter is a level worth longing in front of if you're going to make the bullish case on that name. I still have some of that workhorse on the 15 break. It is trying to hold lower right now. And watch out for NVAX approaching 100 even. If that floodgate goes, watch out to the downside. Massive gap opportunity on NVAX. If you're holding along, watch out for 100.
Yeah, you could say that again for sure. Okay, 15, 18 or so, we'll get out of some of our CCL position if we do wind up averaging into that, which we are right now. Yesterday I bought some Nikola 48. We talked about that on the show earlier. And today 43. So Brendan, down 12% again for Nikola. I know they took the loan. I think that was one of the reasons why yesterday we were down. But if we can find out more about Nikola, I don't think it's anything major other than the fact that this has been on such a crazy run, and maybe people are finally realizing that, hey, no product, no dice. I mean, this thing was $98, let's call it exactly a month ago. What day is it today? June 7th. So July 9th, we were at $98, where they were the third or fourth by market cap auto producer in the world, yet they produced nothing. So there we go. Let's wait to see. If this can come back to $33, $34, I'm going to be loading up Nikola. I mean, I know a lot of people, not loading up, but I do think there's a chance here that it could be something. And if I'm going to say thank you to our last super chat, I'm going to say thank you again. Sean King, what up? Thank you so much for that. It means a lot, guys. You guys are members and you guys are super chatting. This truly means a lot to us. We do, work here on the show every single day. And thank you guys so much for being members. And with that being said, let's take it out, guys. Here we go. Workhorse for the banger once again. Workhorse down $1 now in the money. We'll keep running that one to the upside or to the downside, hopefully. And NIO, we're basically flat on this one. This has been a wild ride for me today. A bunch of ins and a bunch of outs, and it's a negative stock. It's my only losing stock on the Genius Brands as well. But right now, NIO coming back to the downside. We are long at 11.10, but we should have got more outside 50s, guys.
Yeah, continuing to build Genius Brands here. You did see me as 230 triggered. I also got some shares in there. On the way back down, you see me basically get in as it continues to flush. If we take out this 2 quarter, that would be the point at which we can start taking profit into that low of day. But remember, we did mention there is chop between 2 even and about 225. So you might temper your expectations in terms of how big your win is going to be on the short and size accordingly. But it's already 10 o'clock, and you know what that means, guys. Brandon is back, and it's time for Happening Now.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock already, 30 minutes gone. Let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see a bit of a mixed story so far. The NASDAQ 100 back to positive territory. The overall composite, though, still in the red. Everything else to the downside so far as well, including the S&P 0.35%, the Dow leading 0.8%, small caps actually leading full percent, even more to the downside there for small caps if you're looking at U.S. markets. But yeah, still a little bit of a negative picture developing here so far today. The TSX here in Toronto just holding on to negative territory. I'll show you why in a second. 0.2% to the downside. If you're following along in Brazil, about a 0.25% to the downside for the BOVESPA. Some negativity down in Brazil so far today. Some of the banks here in Toronto leading the way as far as weakness is concerned. TD was down more than this, obviously all the way down here to 60.40. We're back to 60.75, but gapping down from yesterday. Volume worth noting, not really there today. Not really any kind of follow through as far as the sell volume that we saw off of the open, but TD definitely weak on the morning. Air Canada, another one that's to the downside today, 3.8%. You can see gapping down down. And then this one did get a whole bunch of follow through. You can see monster sell volume at the open there. We came all the way down to 1610, kind of holding around that 1610, 16 area for Air Canada. Energy names also showing weakness. Here's Suncor, 1.4%. This thing was very strong yesterday. Obviously, big move higher. So some profit taking possibly today. 22.50 coming into play there as support. You can see big volume at the close yesterday. Not so much so far today. Energy names, banks, kind of weak in Toronto so far today. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, we actually stepped into some luck in coffee here. It's not doing anything, but we just did take some long at 96 there. We'll wait to see if we can't get out at 97, spreading our orders around a bit on luck in coffee. So we'll just wait to see if we can scalp this thing back and forth as we do. So nice little trade happening there. Hopefully we can get out some 97s. I'm just trying to take a penny on this one. So again, depending on your style, man, when the stock moves like this, back and forth and upside down and around, you may not be able to trade luck. And so this is over there on the OTC market. So I am getting to that one right here. So we'll get on that soon. We do miss our
sorry, Sean, I
reload.
just wanted to thank No Mind, No Heart here for the super chat. Now, I'm looking at VUZI. The volume right now is 140,000 shares. So for a day trade, it doesn't really seem like much. I mean, at least when look at the daily chart, you're going to see a nice sort of ascending trend here, sort of bouncing off higher lows the entire way through. I mean, that gives you a potential breakout through $3 if it ever tries to go through again, but every single time it's done that, it's failed as it gets a little bit closer and then winds to the upside and makes that little wedge. Maybe you do get a break, but the volume's got to kick in first. You haven't had any catalyst since early May. So for me, you either need to continue that trend to the upside and finally break through 3 and sustain the move, or see volume come in, which I'm not seeing at all. So outside of a catalyst, which we'll see if we can't find one, I don't really see anything major on VUZI that would make me take any kind of a position. And if you're already in, the trend's at least with you. Just watch if it pulls back below $2, might be a point to get out.
I just drank a little bit of a reload coffee there. Thank you so much, Valeria. I guess I should add the coffee plus the water, and we'll be on to something. But as you can see here, guys, like I'm already at 11. Can you see? Can you go on this camera, guys? Yeah, I'm already at 11 o'clock here, right? So remember your goal. So we're already at 11, so we're hitting that goal hopefully today early. Okay, NIO has bounced off 11, but you know what? This looks weak, man. There's no way. I'm not going to go long again. We're just going to get out if it breaks 11. We have a very small position right now, so nothing to worry about. But we are going to wait to see it break through 11. Unfortunately, I'm actually not even going to go short on this one. Oh, I had a bid there. I just went more long, so I have to get rid of that one. But yeah, $10 break here, $11 break, and we'll get out of NIO. I do not like this name. We just did get some more shares, though. I forgot I had an order there at 06, so we won't celebrate a win if that comes through, but we'll get out of those very, very shortly, guys.
Yeah, watch out. Lemonade bounces again off of this sort of low to sort of mid to high 70 range. Let me go to the 3-minute chart so you can see a little bit better here. Actually, we're looking at a 15. I was just watching that another name, but it's going to show you the same sort of story here. Bouncing off of this sort of 76, 77 area one more time on Lemonade. I think if it gets below there, remember, priced at 29, opening at 50, turning around at 96.50. So there is still some downside room on a break of about 78, I would call it. Really, it's looking like 79.15, but 78 was that pre-market low. Watch out for Lemonade if it ever takes out that price. Brennan, what do you got?
A few reports now, guys, of the government, U.S. government, suggesting that multiple airlines, we mentioned Delta earlier, Southwest, Alaska, and many more in this list, looking to get more COVID-19 relief funding from the government. So airlines definitely weak here. You can see LUV, Southwest, 3% now to the downside. Did bounce off 33 there, but all of these kind of trending to the downside so far, guys.
And just slipped in on a pullback to some endo here. Of course, our original entry was on a 4-even break. We got 98s when that broke. You can see it turn around at 80s. I took everything I was willing to take out in front of 80 and then waiting for a move to about 365 or so in front of yesterday's close. It comes back up testing 4. That's a reload for me, so we take that. NIO breaks that 1093 from yesterday, so I'm finally in the short trade. That was the level I was looking at and liking, and it's going to look random here on the intraday chart, but trust me when I tell you, yesterday's price action holding this level at the open, holding this level again in the afternoon, and now it's finally broken. So NIO headed southbound. I just took the break here at 91s. We got on a 93 break.
Yeah, we talked about that one was going to be weak there, breaking through 11. So good look on that faux show. Yeah, okay, but we are right now pretty huge on CCL. Nice averages in. Look at this. Bang, 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 bang. This is how you trade this name anyways. I love to take the shares. We did talk about getting some more reloads down here. Now we're going to wait to see it just touches. I'm waiting at 92 down here. So we'll wait to see if that can hit us out. And there it comes, screaming to the downside. Let's see if we get that bid on the chart. Let's wait to see. We are bidding 92s, correct. So we'll wait to see if it cracks through 93, but big win side here. It's not big, it's 8 pennies, but we'll wait to see if CCL wants to continue to move downside. Our first call on CCL, of course, was 15-15 break, and there we go, bang it out. Superman is back, thank God. CCL now to the downside here. Let's see how many legs this name has. Look at Workhorse too, guys. Days low on Workhorse right now, coming 14.11. Our last out 28. We'll wait to see. This is $1.11 in the money. Just to recap what I have. CCL short right now, 15.01. Luckin right now long, 99s. We'll see what's going on with that one. And Workhorse, $1.08 in the money short. So let's see. Yeah, the only thing we don't have on that board there is my CCL short. No, we have it. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. 3 positions right now, all on the board. Let's go.
Yeah, I just covered my Workhorse on the way back. It bounced now a second time in front of that $14. We did mention 1260 and then 1360 as 2 levels down. If 14 breaks, fair enough. I think I'll probably take a 14 even break if it goes down there. I'm now positioning myself for a pullback into about that 15 where we took the breakout trade. Lots of ways you can play this coin. But Genius Brand's about to test that 250. And you know that's my line in the sand. It's going to be a car crash if it goes through that one. For me, I got to see what happens, though. We were taking our shot. I can tell you NEO is continuing to head southbound for us, but that break, I think we're willing to try to hold on to it just a little bit more here. You are seeing it down at 1070. That's 75. At first we got out in the mid 80s. Now we're looking at the mid 70s. We'll try to take some shares out. I don't have levels to the downside here. Remember the big gap that NEO did pull in, just going to the 3-minute chart. You can see how big that gap to fill is, and that's the 10 even. And I'm not anticipating it's going to go to 10 even, but certainly I can't rule it out that we could see 1050s. That's where I'll get everything out in front of 1091 short NEO. Waited all morning for that one position. We finally got it.
That'd be sick if it went down to 10 even there, but now it's heading to the north side here. So I am back to the short, which means it's probably a problem. What is that, 1090 now? Upside at 1099 maybe. Breaking through 11 might be the kill spot for NIO. Okay, guys. Yeah, everything's moving around for us. CCL, I mean, that's a big winner. So again, not much of a roller coaster because we've only been short today on CCL. And yeah, big time win right now. Come on, CCL. Let's keep going, man. Don't catch us with our pants down today. CCL downside. We talked about this level. I actually interrupted our pre-market prep for this 1550 level here. 1515, sorry, level 1515. And then we cracked through 15 again to the downside. So let's get some more of these shares out. But right now, a nice little winner for us for sure on that name right now, CCL, guys.
There we go. Hit the Mortal Kombat. Flawless victory on BLU. Talk about the failed break. You talk about the pullback. We'll catch multiple entry points. One at 404, one down on the 4 even break. But there's 350 that we talked about. We said once we broke this pre-market low, 350 was our target. We took our last 20% out at that price there, so you get that 50-cent win. Fantastic return on that one. Also watching Endo. I'm not reloading any more shares. Before even was that reload test. If it breaks 4, we'll be out of it. But there goes Genius Brands, unfortunately. In terms of reversing into the long trade, I'm going to take a small long position, but I think one of the things you always consider here is that failed break. If it comes back down, I want to see if we can't retest, maybe into those 35 to 40s and leave myself some room just in case it's a failed break through that top. Either way, out of that short that flushed us out, and on to Brendan for some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, upgrades and downgrades. We'll get you a few more symbols to have a look at if you are in need. Amazon here, the big one, upgraded today, but yeah, in negative territory. I'll show you that in a second. Nothing else terribly exciting on this list to the upside. This one did give you a nice move off of the open, but I did note that volume was kind of dying already. To the downside, you can have a look. This is actually a Brazilian ADR Cosan. Also moving back to the upside after a big gap down, Dominion Energy. Energy stocks across the board pretty weak today, but that one catching a downgrade as well. Here we go. Amazon. Yeah, somebody upgraded it and it's getting sold pretty hard. In fact, 30.60 up here, all the way down to 3,000. Once again, we're back to about 30.40 for Amazon, down about 0.5%, kind of consolidating at the moment inside of its range. Here's that Dominion Energy, big gap to the downside, a couple of downgrades. Oil itself, obviously negative today, but starting to pop back up here. Disregard that little deprint there through 73. We have to get all the way to 74 here. Was a bit of a point yesterday in the afternoon for Dominion, but this one, worth noting, did do a little bit more volume than it normally does in the morning, guys. Back over to you.
All right,
and this is why you got to take out some of your NEO at the bottom here. And we'll say jump before NEO, NIO. It is NEO, NIO is a ticker. We're used to saying it. The previous opening range low here was just a hair above 11. You watch it at about 11.05 or so. So this is where I get some shares into the pullback. And why you'll actively trade like this, if you see no exits out, then you might be holding this one the entire way through. If you're taking profit on the way down, a lot of times because I want to try to play a trend, I want to be able to short a pullback, which we're going to start to do here. And I've taken some shares in front of 11. The next level up, I was at 11.05, VWAP as well, if you're interested in that price range. I can tell you NVAX, with a similar story, breaks through the downside quickly. I actually had accidentally 2 orders, so I do take a double fill there on a 100 break. I get some of it out for a quick little profit, but that's more of a fluke than anything else. Now that 100 is broken, it got down to about 96, 96.50. You know, like I said earlier, you can't take $2, $3 wins in NVAX. I don't think that's going to be worth it for me. I'm looking for a bigger retracement than that. Maybe we can get back into that 90 range. That wouldn't even be that big of a gap fill. This closed at 79.44 yesterday, so lots of room back to the downside. I like the short better initially. We're jumping back into it right here, although we did get a double entry. That's why you see that quick little out. That's, again, you get shares you don't want, just take them off right away, win or loss. Stick to your plan.
Good job there, Enrique Jones there. Yeah, guys, good job. Arun, where's Arun? Yeah, where's Arun? No, Arun's at home today. Again, we don't have traders on the floor. Arun filled in valiantly yesterday for Brendan. So Arun will be back. We'll be talking futures with him as we go. If there's anything important that comes through, we'll be there and talk about something important. The futures are now back to positive. I mean, we're very, very close right now. It looks like they'll get to positive, just has to break through 31.70 or so, and we'll get right back there. So we talked about that move happening early on, and it looks like it's a continuation move. And I don't even want to look back at my Facebook. We were, yeah, okay, it did go as high as 245. Wow. Look at this long down here that we gave a bunch of you guys. Hopefully you traders traded that with us. Long 239.45, and unfortunately I got out there for a $1.60 winner, which is great. I mean, that's generally what I'll do. So we will take that one out there, but then we miss. This was a genius reload down there, so you could have been reloaded there, and then you would have had some falling money. But right here, guys, 245 and change to the upside on Facebook. Let's watch it for a pullback here. I'm actually thinking about short. I don't know if there is any information, Brendan, on when. I know that Zuckerberg is having a meeting, like I said, with some of the movement there for Black Lives Matter. I did read that, so I'm not sure if that's happening later on. But again, probably nothing going to come from that until after the market or until they speak to the public. So we'll see what happens. But I do like Facebook, man. I do think that they're doing big things. I picked some up on my own account the other day, 218. We did talk about that. Look at Workhorse, guys. Short, out. Breaks through 1450. We get out. Now we're super light, man. Just one position on Workhorse. But other than that, CCL goes back to the upside. We're still waiting for a 15-15 break. So if that does break, then we'll get out. But we reloaded on that right here at 15.10 after getting a bunch out down here. So as long as all of my outs are below these little ticks, we're doing okay. So right now, CCL back down short side 15.05.
Sean, we did a video on getting shaken out there, and I waited for the pullback in Genius Brands. It did make a pull into 250. Then I tried to get back in. I actually did get back in on that little move here off of 241. Bounced to the upside. I took more shares into the long position like I said I would, and then immediately ran into an iceberg order at 250. Took off a bunch of shares right at that same price, so in and out flat, only to see the second I'm out, it then breaks upside. So we are back in Genius Brands. It's a 250 average price, but we got shaken out of some shares, and that's going to happen to you sometimes. I did see an iceberg on level 2 as you were talking, so I did take some shares off, thinking there was a seller I was running into some trouble with. Keep in mind, we have not broken the pre-market high yet. That 265 area still isn't broken. We want to be adding to position if Genius Brands can get through there. But watch out, NIO approaching NIO approaching that 1125 and VWAP. That's where we're going to see if we can't take more short in front of. Waiting for that break, took some out in front of the bottom. Going to be adding to it here in front of 1125.
Good, yeah, and CCL, again, we're giving it to that 15-12 or so level to get out, and I'm back on the bid now, low 15s, and then we'll see if we can't crack lower and lower and lower. And again, with these futures turning positive, man, not a good idea to be sitting on some of these shorts. So that's sort of my idea. And again, if you're looking to trade futures, actually, we have a couple lessons coming up tomorrow on futures trading, I believe it is. Okay, coming up today, though, after the show, swing trading basics. So join us on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria, of course, is sitting right here. She will be dropping that link for you guys. So we'll see that link as that comes through at around 11:55. So that's coming up for you. If you guys are swing traders, check out what Neil, myself, Brendan have to say about swing trading. So we are averaging to NIO. We are going to be getting out of that one very soon as well when that does break to the upside as well. So NIO, we're averaged in short when I've just been long today. So we did take some shorts down here. And yeah, not good. So NIO today was been my biggest loser, obviously, today so far, and really the only one that's cost me any real money today. We are looking to make more money on CCL as that's coming back down. Come on, Niall, just go southbound.
Yeah, I mean, Niall, right, and if you look at NEO and NIO, it is holding right here. This leg at about 11.15 to the downside was it preceded the bigger move that you saw on the flush. You did see me jump into some shares in front of it now around 11. I do like one more load up in front of that 11 quarter mark that we've talked about above VWAP. So I'm continuing to be in this short. As long as we don't break that 11.20 to 25 range, I think we're okay here. It's still negative on the day. But Brendan has something for us. Let's throw it to him.
If you guys are watching Sunrun, or if you're seeing that RUN kind of making new highs on the day, big time volume on that Sunrun. This is the other side of that Vivint Solar deal we were talking about earlier. So Sunrun picking up Vivint Solar, $3.2 billion all stock deal. Sunrun, though, backed by BlackRock, so there is some pretty decent money involved in this. If you have a look at Run here, guys, up 23%, huge volume. Just took out 26 there for RUN, guys.
Valeria, what up?
Hey Sean, and hey guys, thank you very much for joining our membership. We really appreciate your support and welcome to the family. Guys, you can find join button right next to subscribe on our homepage, or you can join on the link I'm sending on the chat. If you joined us for the first time, please subscribe to receive notifications when we are back on air. And guys, please smash the like button. We really need to know that you appreciate what we do. I'll see you later. Back.
Okay, guys, I did want to make an announcement quickly here. Your News has decided to put us up on their website. So I'm going to show it to you guys right now. Just a collection of different news coming through. Very, very interesting stuff. If you go to menu up here, you'll see Trader TV. So we are featured right there. So thank you to our members or partners over there at Your News for blasting us onto your website. A bunch of different articles here talking all about some of even the things that we've talked about here. Moderna today as well, and some of the civil movements and whatnot. So Your News right there today coming through. We'll be on there. I'm not sure how long, but check their website out. Hopefully you'll be able to find something new, but that's Your News. Look, we're making some moves with all of this stuff. So thank you for that support, and we'll keep rocking and rolling for you guys.
Absolutely. Just want to update you. I saw a couple of people asking a little bit about blue. I did take it all out here at the low. It's not quite the low of the day. 350 was our target. It got to about 348 before turning around. So, certainly you are still seeing a downtrend. I do like the opportunity to maybe jump back into a short and a pullback. It just never got to the 375, 380 range for me to jump back into shares. So, as much as I am looking at another shot here in blue, I am flat on it and done, at least in the short term. But also watch out for Endo. Right at that $4 mark, that's where my reload is. If it breaks above that, you got to watch out. Still in NVAX, it broke that bottom, that 100 level, basically teetering around flat. But if that one starts to get going, that could retrace half that gap rather quickly. It was such a ridiculous run here. We got to put in the effort to see if that short can't get filled. So much opportunity if it does.
Yeah, and good look there. I hope that can happen for all of us as well. NIO, we just take some out at 05 there. That's our average price. So we're licking some wounds here. We'll wait to see. I still think we break through 11. A little bit nervous about that, though. I was super bearish on this on the way down. That's why we hammered this. Like, I thought, okay, we're going back to where we were yesterday on NIO. I mean, not yesterday. yesterday. Obviously, we were up yesterday, but back to where we were a couple days before. You could see NIO 11. It did have some problems breaking that a couple days ago. So 1090 on the bottom, actually. This is yesterday afternoon. That's where we got wicked out, 1091. So darn it, here it goes right back to the upside. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about, breaking back down through. We have a lot of space to cover. This was 981. It didn't even trade in this $10 area. So I think that's why Neil and I both got excited when it went down to that level. But right now, we'll wait to see if NIO can't continue its move to the downside. And look at CCL, guys. This is what happens when you believe in a trade and you hit it and you make that money. So we'll ring that cowbell, guys. Look at this short. Bang, bang, bang. Look at out again at 90. Guys, this is a 20-cent winner on a $15 name. So there we go. Let's just keep this train rolling through here, guys. CCL, I don't know why I just don't trade everything on this every single day, because I don't seem to ever lose on CCL. Looks like we're ready for Brendan with another name at the big board, small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, let's touch on a few of the small caps that were moving around in the pre-market that we mentioned to you. ENDP, Endo International, up about 10% when we spoke about it on Positive News this morning. 430 was a little bit of resistance, ended up being support and then resistance once again in the pre-market. 430 up to about 450 if you go to a higher time frame. 450 up here. You can see we barely got to 450, but ended up rejecting that as well. Was consolidating nicely here underneath 420 even going into the open. Usually that signals we're going to get a bit of a flush to the downside off of the open. Sure enough, all the way down to 370 here. This thing was trading 360, 350 yesterday. So if we make a lower high here, might want to revisit this one as long as this thing down here starts to show a little bit of participation. Once again, volume kind of dying off on that. Let's go to Genius Brands. Yeah, pretty tough with this action yesterday to the downside. Pretty tough not to try the short on this heading into the short, heading into the open. Did give you a very, very quick scalp there. I was actually looking for a little bit more downside. So stopped out above the pre-market high there, flipped long. That ended up working into, hey, guess what? These levels from yesterday afternoon ending up being a little bit of resistance here, 260. Above that, you got to go all the way up to 3 to 310 for the next significant level on Genius Brands. ANVS, we were talking about this one right before the open. Rewind the tape. I said $10. Watch $10 needs to hold. Sure enough, it did. Big flush, actually halted there. And then I said 850, watch 850. If we hold below 850, start getting interested in the short on ANVS. Sadly, we do not have locates on this one, but it's about that time, I think, guys. ANVS, back over to you.
I want to be short through that break if it ever happens. But look, if you don't have it, you don't have it. We do have Genius Brands. I want to get back to this one on that break. I did take that 250 break. I did add on the pullback. Not taking anything off until we get close to that 260 mark. Remember, pre-market top yesterday's afternoon action right at that same sort of 265, 270 range. So certainly we'll take some profit out in front of it, and then look to see if we can't hold for a bigger break. We've played both directions here on Genius Brands after really only going short the last couple of weeks maybe in Genius. It's showing some strength today. And if it gets positive, I want to be involved in that party. That would be at 266. So that's the reason for that 265 area that I'm looking at right here. If it turns positive, I'll probably add to our position despite having taken profit already on Genius.
Yeah, NIO already moving to the upside here, so it looks like it'll break that 1120. So we will get flushed out of that one soon as well. And it's just so funny because I keep switching bull bear on this name, and I don't know what it's doing. But one thing we do know here is Snapchat. We're long again here, 2506. We just took some out at 2514. Snapchat now making the move to the upside. This is definitely a 52-week high right now, so 2509. Let's wait to see if that one wants to continue to get juicy to the upside. I think this is going to be a little bit of a longer hold for me here today. If we get back down here 2450, then we'll bust out of Snap. But right now, let's hold this one, see if we can't get a little bit of a runner, maybe 25. I mean, longer time period. Who knows how long that'll be for me, but 25.25, I'm looking at that as a nice little level. It went up as high as about, I guess where I got out, 14 or 15. Yeah, 14 days high. Good. And there goes NIO. Yeah, snapped us out there at 20 before coming back down to 12. So there we go.
My timing sucked right there because I hit it, just got it out on Endo here, and we got the reload. So this one, shorting the pop right now, working better than shorting the pop on NIO. My average price is still at 11. I did have above VWAP is 11.25. 23 was a bit of a area. I said 20 to 25, right in the middle, of course. But Endo International, back to the downside. We're loading up every time it tests 4 even. It doesn't break, so it was a breakdown trade. And then, so the support turns into resistance. You go short in front of it again. And I'll continue to take shares out first around 90, and then second in front of 380. I'm still looking to see if we can work this short all the way down to 360 or so. I can tell you we are probably seconds away from, what am I looking at here? Not seconds away from our first leg out finally, and we'll go to the moon. But I want it the other way on our good friend NVAX. We tried a structured long, that didn't work. I reversed for short trade, and unfortunately, I wasn't willing to short it until it broke 100. We got 99.60, first leg out here. This was me taking too many shares and lightening the load so that I could hold this one a little bit longer for you guys. I do get out in front of 95 even for a quick $3.50 winner there. But our target, you can see, I want to see if we can't retrace half of this gap. Looking at about 88 to 90 as an exit here to the downside. If we can get 10 bagger out of this one, that could be fantastic. Now open to the idea of a reload in front of 102. And if I get that opportunity, you'll probably see me do it. From one winner to another, Genius Brands, like I said, taking out some profit in front of that 266, yesterday's close. I've now taken those shares out. I'm looking for a pullback to reload at 250. I'm looking for a break through that high of day pre-market. See if we can't add to the position. Genius reverse from short to long. Brendan, what do you got?
Just a few minutes ago here, guys, the Business Insiders coming out saying Sheryl Sandberg, I guess they were talking to Sheryl Sandberg, saying that the meetings that are taking place are with civil rights leaders. That's as far as they went, as actually talking about who that Facebook is going to meet with when it comes to changes that they are going to make when it comes to controlling some of the hate speech that has been put on their platforms. We've been all over, advertisers pulling revenue when it comes to advertising on Facebook. So this is kind of their first step in righting that ship a little bit. But yeah, Sheryl Sandberg, guys, saying civil rights leaders are who they're going to be meeting with, guys.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. So good. Thank you for that update there, Brendan. Well spotted. Okay, NIO here. We are short. We're going to get out hopefully near $11. We're short 12s right now. It's at 08s. But look at this, guys. Another one. I mean, Snapchat. First of all, let's talk about Snapchat QuickTime. Where did I say this was going again? Oh yeah, 15.25. There's an out right there. 23 for you. 15.23 out there. 25.23. Sorry, still on CCL. Taking that out, so we'll wait to see now. Lighten the load, we're out of half, and I told you guys that we were looking for a little bit of a bigger winner on this one, so we'll take that 20 or so cents. I know that's not a big win, but again, share size dependent. You gotta take that with a grain of salt and see how much you can make on that play now. Okay, Workhorse as well, waiting to see if that breaks through 15.60. Still got a decent winner on right now. Short 15.40. We've already cashed out of Workhorse a lot. Snapchat moving as well. Luck in coffee right now, back and forth and around. I actually forgot that I had this short, and we got out at 02 there, and now apparently I'm long 02. So I got to focus a little bit here on Luck, and it's because it's not moving and everything else is. We're on the bid here of NIO. Let's see if we can't get some of that out here at 03. Believe it or not, we're sitting there. So if that can print us, then we will get out, and then we will attend our water again, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump over here, and you guys are going to see the position board here. I just want to make sure it does look like it's correct there. I am taking some shares out of that ENDP. I saw for a brief second it showed me long. I am not long, but my last trades were covering a short position here in front of 385, and we're going to do some of that and then some out in front of 380 as well before we head back to that 360 price target that we're looking at. NVAX is a couple of dollars in the money. We took over 3, but that was after taking a bath on a $4 or $5 hit on a long trade. We're now short. My second half of that, I'm holding for a target of about $10. If we can fill in that gap, I think that'd be fantastic. We also have that Genius Brands long, which is holding the high. That's in the money, 15 pennies. I am looking to see if we can't break the pre-market top, make its run. Hopefully this would be a nice little run to $3. But Genius Brands, again, reversal when we got through 250, reload when it pulled back in, shaking out of some of those shares, but now hanging on to the rest. See if it can't make a run first to 275. and then from there, hopefully to the moon at $3.
Man, we are just flossing it off right now. CCL, I mean, you don't paint a prettier picture than this. If there is one, find it, because nice short here, out, short again. I mean, look at all these shorts now, and we just cashed out again at 88. So we're pretty light now on this name, but nice little cash a couple times over and over again here on CCL. And yeah, this one just keeps on exploding money. So hopefully you guys are definitely enjoying the show today. It's been a big one, guys. And again, find us on Your News. Guest of the day, not one today, I don't think, but sponsored by Lewis Daniels Watches. Check that out. When ours come in, we'll start to wear it. I'm not wearing the Breitling today. We're wearing the Samsung Galaxy S3 something. I don't know. I'm a Google Pixel guy myself. Let me know what phone you guys are rocking there in the chat. What up, Beep?
Pinduoduo, guys. PDD, worth noting here, just doing some significant volume through $90. I guess that was the reason. I just saw it pop up on a volume scanner, but $90 just broken there on Pinduoduo. Jeffries raising their price target on this one today to significantly higher. I believe it was 106, but we'll double check. PDD going, guys.
Definitely a good look there. We did mention a little bit about SOLO the last couple of days, SOLO. It is down one more time, but you are seeing a bit of a bounce to the upside here. Watching for this level here at about 440. If you can manage to hold this, maybe break down below $4 again, that would be a short entry for me. I just want to make sure it retests that low 385. It's down on the session 17%, so that of course means short, sell, restricted. And you know the story with that, guys. It does mean you can only go short on an uptick. Speaking of upticks, I know we've talked about short selling in one of our videos, but also coming up today, we are releasing on video on swing trading. We have a 3-part series coming through, and this is the first one here. Trading basics of swing trading, examples of trading strategies as well. That will be coming just before the end of today's show at 12. Valera will be dropping that link again. Always comment on the video and drop some links into the chat if you want us to cover anything and everything. Every single thing we do is for you guys. We're trying to develop that learning. We're trying to develop that community of traders, and it's a big part of it, that Market Wisdom channel, where we can all learn more together. But there goes Genius Brand to the top. We're long at 250, 20-cent winner on right now. We talked about getting some out in front of the 75s. We'll do that. Next leg, of course, I mean, you guys can do the math. Quarters, so $3, the ultimate target.
Yeah, guys, Snapchat right here. We're going to send out the bang tweet, because look at where Snapchat goes. Again, like, it's easy to, say this is going here, this is going there. But when Snapchat actually goes, yeah, it's worth celebrating. I told you this was going to be a little bit of a longer play, and we weren't going to try to scalp this thing out. It goes all the way up to 40, and we did take some out. So right there, a nice little air horn for anyone that took Snapchat with us. We did talk about that down here, breaking through 25. As soon as it does, we go bang, bang, and in and out. We'd scalp it out basically for 15, 20 pennies there, and then take the big 40 center there to the moon on that one. And here goes NIL. Come on, please just break through $11. Unfortunately, we do get stopped out on this wick up here, $11.20, like as if that happens. But we did average back in, so not as big as it should be, but we're happy to take some money back right now. What up, James Hansen? Welcome to Trader TV. Guys, if you want to be a member right now, I don't know how many we have. Valeria, please update me. We're trying to get to 100 members. Started the day at about 65. Let's see if we can get there. And bang, Neo. Finally, the bears come out. Their claws are out. Yeah. Let's rip this stock up here to the downside. We are short right now, 11.11, guys.
Damn, come on, Neo. You know where that's from, Sean. Of course, Sean and I dating ourselves every now and then with our references. But I kind of wish Neo would do what Nikola is doing, down 12%. You're seeing it come to the downside. They pulled the plug on plug. All we have to see now is this short in Neo start to come through. And I talked about it through that 11 quarter. I was basically loading up since it broke 11, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We had the initial breakdown at 1093. That was yesterday's bottom in the afternoon and the open. Then we're short in front of this. It needs to sustain this move back through that 1093 area. I think we'll feel pretty good about that. I'll probably take some shares off in front because I don't want to be too greedy here. But we're going to hang on to the rest, see if we can't retest that low. 1070 is that low of the day. I'll take some shares off in front, and then 1050 will be the next level. From there, there isn't much on that gap till 10 even, as we mentioned earlier. I'm not saying it goes there, but if 1050 breaks, that does become the target for the last 20% of the position, and we'll see what we can do with it.
Yeah, make sure, guys, you follow me, obviously, on Twitter, it's at TraderTV. Sean, did I break 4,000? Oh yeah, 4,050. Thanks, guys. Good little look there. Also on Instagram, we've been putting some funny things on there recently as well, including some quotes. One of my favorite quotes are there. Oh yeah, plus look at this, exclusive perks now available also on there. But look, this is a good one, guys. When you're trading in life, if you don't bet, you can't win. So I bet on NIO today, didn't really win. But then if you lose all your chips, you can't bet. That's sort of like a reload thing, right? You don't want to put all of your eggs into one basket. So these are little things that I believe in, obviously, and you need to be somewhat responsible. Just like here on NIO, you know, it doesn't really want to break 11, so we do get out of some of our shares, and now we're holding still 2/3, but we do drop a third down here. So we'll wait to see if NIO does break it. What up, Brendan?
Just watching Blink here, guys. Blink charging, yeah, a little bit of a news story. Going to look into this a little bit further, but Blink charging restating their Q1 results to the downside. So larger than expected loss, 2.9 million loss versus 1.2 expected there on BLNK. However, we are down 15% today. Looks like on that news. If you remember last week, this was one of the little ones that started going with the rest of the group to the upside. Everyone was talking about this one being the next one to watch as far as breaking out to the upside. BLNK, they make the equipment for charging stations for electric vehicles, guys.
Yeah, I like that consolidation. I'm going to have a look at that one, adding it to the list as well. But also got a pullback here. So tried to get to that 275. Genius Brands did. It turned around. We talk about these quarters. Got some shares out in front at 70. But then the last move up here didn't quite get those 73, 74s. Did catch a pullback. Remember, 250 is that breakout price. 250 on the way back in is where I'll try to defend it here. That was my original entry. My price now 53s as I just added some shares here at 56. So 50, 53. Now we have, 56. We have a 53 price. I'm not going to be adding any more to this unless if we break 250. I might look for another long in and around VWAP if it gets there. But our stop now firmly at around 250. I'm going to have it on my board so I can watch it. I'd much rather be manual trading. A stock is doing 70 million shares rather than just get automatically triggered. I want to see it break that level and see how it does trade around it. I'm willing to pay an extra couple of cents if that's the case. A lot of times it's worth it when you're trying to hold for the bigger move. And we like this one if it continues the trend to try to break 75 and head to that $3 mark. And you can't get wicked out by 1 penny if you're doing it that way, guys. So manual stop for me on Genius Brands here. Re-entry at 53, 56, average price 53.
Good, yeah. And am I out of KNCY? Yes. But I am trying to get longer again here at 03. Looks like we're having some problems at 05, but we did just take a bid there at 03, and we'll look to dump those right now at 04. So again, just scalping, guys. If this is a trade that you like to do, you can trade on Luck and Coffee just for a quick scalp, but not much really happening over here. I just did want to talk about that for you guys. NIO back down to 1102. We've been getting out all the way down. Let's hope that this breaks through 11, and then we'll get out in the 80s. For NIO, but right now Sector Watch, again, probably my favorite segment. So let's see what's going on in the world that possibly we missed. What's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, we'll have a look at the S&P 500 here and see what is leading the market overall to the downside. 0.2% for the S&P right now in negative territory. A lot of that coming from the financials today. Consumer discretionary stocks here as well, mostly all in negative territory. Look at eBay down there, the only one really standing out to the upside. Almost 2% to the upside for eBay today. Here's all the cruise lines. Here's some of the hotels as well, all in negative territory. 3+%. CCL 4.5% now to the downside for the cruise line. So they are leading as far as the consumer discretionary sector is concerned. Some of the apparel makers here also in negative territory. RL, VFC, TPR, and PVH all 4+% to the downside. So eBay, the only one in this group kind of standing out as positive. Real estate stocks are negative. Energy stocks very negative with oil. FTI, Devon, and NOV there almost 4% plus. Again, to the downside for all of those. There's Oxy as well, 3.6%. Halliburton on that list as well. Healthcare stocks mostly in negative territory. There's that VRTX. There's Regeneron, 3.7% to the upside for both of those, helping to offset this weakness. But this group also still in the red. I want to swing over to this side and talk about the airlines here. You can see leading the industrials group into negative territory, unfortunately, as well. 6% for UAL, 5.25% for AAL. There's Delta as well, we mentioned, 3.3%. This ROL down here, 6.2% to the upside. That was an earnings play. Revenue beat, actually, for Rollins down there. ROL, 6.2% to the upside. Everything else, though, for industrials is also in negative territory. So a little bit of individual positivity offsetting some of the weakness, but overall, we're still red. 0.2% for the S&P. Let's go back to Sean.
Here it comes again, guys. So maybe watch out because it's a banger right here for Luckin Coffee. We still are long 03s. We talked about that. Look, we got out 04s, 05s, 06s, some 08s, some 11s, some 13s. Now we're coming back to the downside right now. So let's see if we can't dump the rest of these. But Luckin Coffee, nice trading there. So good out there, all the way up 11s, 12s, and 13s. Play the momentum and get rewarded on Luckin Coffee. Snapchat back to days high. So there you go. The ideas are coming through now. All of a sudden, everything is clear. Hey, maybe it's because of this water now. We are clear now and making the calls today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed everything, man. It's been a banner day. Like, we're up quite nicely here on a lot of these names. Look at Snapchat. Bang! There it is. A nice little long happening right now on Snapchat. The best part is, this is what I told you guys. I said we're not going to scalp this one out for little small trades. Sure, we get out of half, but then we get out at 40. Now I'm about to get out at 40 again, and we'll save the last little bit, guys, for a 50 break, to be honest with you. So let's let Snapchat keep on moving to the north side here. And what a big trade. Really super happy. To the moon on this one. Snapchat, thank you, guys. Hopefully you have this as well. Big trade alert, guys.
Yeah, and it continues to be a big one in Endo. We're going to continue to hold that one to the short side. It's one of those don't get away from what is working type of trades. And once we take out this 380, you can see on the first break of 4, that was where we got in and where we got out for a 20 center. Now we're going to, again, do the same thing. We're going to hold the same amount of our position. It's about 25% for the 380 break. I think it's also not a bad idea to try to add to this one if you can through 380. I prefer the pullback, however. I will get you guys back to the mixed result one more time in NVAX. We did get the nice, it was about a $3.50 winner on that short. It came back up to that 102 range. We did jump in and then get out right away here, but I am still looking for a retest to the downside. I just feel like on this move back up, it's going to give me another entry point, either testing that 105, 106, or back down through about 97 or 98, something we can hold on to. So mixed result on that short, of course. We did have that accidental out that gave us a free 50 pennies. That was a fluke. You're not going to count that. And of course, that long trade off the open, which took us out. I'm not done by a long stretch with NVAX. But we're going to continue that party on that name. Another one here. Watch out for Nikola. Yes, down 10%. It's trying to get back above this 44 mark. Could be an interesting break if we can take out 44. Watch out for VWAP and 45E in there. But nice little scalp opportunity to the upside approaching on Nikola. Haven't actually been long one of the electric car makers today because we're only shorting NIO. We'll see what happens if that can hold 11.25. But watch out for Nikola on a 44 even break, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to put on some risk here through 45. So watch out if that one does happen. But yeah, there we go. Thank you so much, Snapchat. Banger out at 41 there, like we said. Now it's to 50. Really, really happy with this one, guys. We've been punching that one in the face. To get out of my face, pen. As this goes, going to break through 25.50. So there's a smooth 50 cents. Hopefully you guys had that one. Also an option eligible name here in Snapchat. So if you did take this one, congratulations, because you're in the money quite a bit with me here. 40 cents on this name. We got out of our Luckin Coffee. That was a 10-cent winner. We have a 20-cent winner right now on board on CCL. We've been absolutely hammering that one. We love that name. So that's what it is right now. And NIO, really happy with NIO down here, getting out at $11, most of it. Now we'll just wait to see if it takes out 21 again. But I don't really like this name too much anymore. What's up, Brendan?
NVAX, guys, just got another alert on this one, breaking back above $100. So we did dip below 100, down to about 96. Just breaking back upside on a volume spike there for NVAX. Still kind of holding these levels from the pre-market as well. We had the support level just above 101.75 to, or sorry, 175 to about 101 on NVAX. So still showing some strength, guys.
You guys like to look at level 2s. Well, look what I see on Genius Brands. We're long at 53 now on our reload. A couple of 100,000 shares sitting at 62 and 61. We'll see if that's real or not. Either way, it happens to be in our favor here. I'm not going to put too much stock in it. We did get this little bounce play. It's just a clear upward trend. And obviously, the short was good in the pre-market. We got the best out was certainly getting out before the open. It's been all upside since then. We reversed and are making money through that long trade. But that little fake action that you see there on that bid, trying to drive it up a little bit, I don't like those gains that'll be played. I'm going to maintain my stop here at 250 area and then get out if it comes back in. So someone trying to juice it upside, try to make a secondary run. I might just get out of this, and while the getting is good at that 250, great if they can take it through the top. I still have some shares here that we're trying to get out in front of 275. That'd be a nice win to add to what we already took out of the long trade, but my stop sitting at 250. Watch out when those games start getting played on level 2 like that fake size alert that I just saw on Genius Brands on the bid. Endo continues to slide downside. That 380 break is going to come any second now, guys. I'm going to be adding to the position on that break. If it doesn't give me the pullback, fine, but 380 was the bottom at about 950. It's trying to take out that opening range low after having a breakout through $4. That's where you want to see if you can dig into some more shares here on the NDP.
Yeah, exactly. Valeria will be coming up on the big screen very soon, so do not miss that coming up very, very soon on the big screen. Miss V coming, so get ready for that one, guys. Okay, yeah, thank you for all the love on Twitter. I'm seeing some of your messages. I can't answer them during the show, but I promise you I will look at everything after the show. So, okay, Luck and Coffee, we're still in that name, small, but again, we'll get out right now. I'm just debating getting out at 7. We're long at 03. That's been a decent trade for us today as well. I'm looking to get short Genius Brands on a break of 250. No brainer there. That's just what I do, generally speaking. So we'll wait to see if that one wants to come through. We do have that top that Neil mentioned there, 265. So a little bit of runway there if we need it. But right now, guys, CCL is the cash cow right now coming through. I'm going to tweet this chart out as well. I hope you guys do get an opportunity to follow us all if you can on Twitter. Wow,
guys, a new position alert here. That UAVS that Brendan mentioned has taken the bottom. I just got in on that break about 143 here. It did test 150. I missed that break. We cashed the secondary one. This is all going to be in front of 150 as I build a position on consolidation. Buck 28 was the previous close. Buck 40 would be the target that you're taking the short to in front of that 150 mark. So you're risking, anywhere from 5 to 10 cents to try and make double that. So I like the risk to reward opportunity there. Watch out Workhorse as it trends to the upside and it's trying to get towards that high of day 1650. It's sitting at right now 1750 would be that high. But as Sean mentioned, we have Valeria at the big screen.
Thank you, Neil, and hello, trading family. One more time, guys, thank you very much for joining our membership. We really appreciate your support. If you're a member, your name will be colored in green on the chat, so you're super noticeable. You will have Trader TV custom badges, which will be updating with more months you are a member, and also you will have members-only emojis. Guys, to join us, you could go on our homepage and you could see join button right next to subscribe. If you see that message, just click got it and click join button. Also, I'm sending out the link on the chat so you can click that and join us there. Guys, also subscribe to our channel and of course like this video. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. As I mentioned, going to be getting into some more of that UAVS, but Neo finally breaks out through the top. For me, this trade was one simple structure and one alone. Getting short on the way back up here in front of that VWAP. If it broke the quarters, we would get out. For me, it's not going to be worth it to taking an average in here inside of a 25-cent range. It had to break 11 to work out for me. Ultimately does not do that, but I'm not necessarily in love with the idea of going long unless we get a long in front of this, sort of 1093 price from before, or we get a breakout through 1150, or even better, the actual top here at 1160. So for me, I don't like it inside the middle of this range. If it does test that bottom from yesterday where there was support, I would anticipate an opportunity to get that long in Neo again. We've only gone short. We're now looking for some long shots here in both Neo and also eyeing Workhorse here if it can hold and try to make a run at the high of day. Brendan, what do you have for us?
Next look for Livongo today, guys. LVGO, an online e-health platform. They increased their current quarter forecast. So just breaking through 94 here. Day highs on big time volume for LVGO. 22% already today, guys.
I know.
second. There we go. Mike back on, and yeah, we're back in the business right now. With NIO long, it does break that 1122. I told you that was going to be an out spot, and then we punched along. So nice little move upside here. Let's see if this can continue or not. What I was most upset about, and I just talked to Greg about this, look at Square today. We talked about it taking out this little level here, 121.50. It happens right at the beginning. I mean, if you guys want to see here, I wrote down Square. You're going to flip to the camera, guys? I'm going to wrote... okay, or that one, whatever one you guys want. Here we go. Look at this, Square 121. Doesn't matter, we don't have it, but look at this, 120.50. We love that level. There's the break there, and bang to the upside again. We missed some of them, can't do everything here, but good trade there. Needless to say, if you had that one on Square, wow, what a runner. And like I said, I dumped my 35s long yesterday at 120. Not really sure why. If you don't have a better idea, why sit in cash? Should still be in that Square. Thank God I still got 2/3. Trade the same way in my investment accounts as I do here. Dump some, hold some. Money talks now with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at the world of foreign exchange. See how some of the major pairs here are looking so far today. I want to highlight the Canadian dollar to the downside today, 0.4% for our CAD, 73.5. Once again, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about the high end of this range that it continues to trade in, 73.8 up to about 74 cents. It's come into play a number of times. We didn't even get to 74 there on that last push to the upside, 73.9, coming back into this channel that we've been in all the way back to the beginning of May for the Canadian dollar. After the test of 75, we went all the way back down to that 73 and then have just been chopping around ever since then. So 0.4% for the CAD to the downside today. Euro also to the downside, 0.3% for the Euro, 112.7. We have the British pound higher on the day, 0.6%. Positive data out over in the UK this morning, 125.7 for that. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, not really doing a heck of a lot. Japanese yen was actually in negative territory, has since recovered back into positive territory. Swiss franc is flat. Everything else pretty muted, including the cryptos down here, still holding 9,200 for Bitcoin, 92.58, a little bit negative on the day. Same story with Ethereum, back below 240 for Ethereum. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks, Brendan. A name that you mentioned here, ANVS, it is a runner. It's up 110% on the session, but look out. It has a couple of halts. I checked that 3 halts since the open, but it's held this 750 both at 10 o'clock, and then it held it again here just minutes ago, trying to bounce to the upside. You know, watch out for a 9 even break up. But a 750 break, if we can get shares to the short side, I would take it. But otherwise, it's a good level to try the long in front of. Clearly, you got some support down there on ANVS. And as much as I love the short, if we can break it, if you don't have the locates, you can't take it. The only trade is going to be a breakout at 9 or a hold that 750 level. So look for an entry point of maybe 775, 780. Get a good price. You're only risking about 50 cents plus slippage. And keep in mind, the volume is good at 35 million. Liquidity is a little bit lower on this one in case it does break that 750 level. Probably want to cross down a little bit more aggressively with that stop order just to ensure the fill. Remember, it can only go long for me, so it'll only go long. I love that short. I think if it goes to 750, you're probably talking about $1 very, very quickly to the downside, and I'll have my stop accordingly because I don't want to get a miss through that level when I go long.
Yeah, and Genius Brands as promised, but I don't know. Genius Brands breaks there, but my short does not go because just don't get filled. Obviously, it's going to be down. It's going to be SSR. We were down 10+%, but there's that break of Genius Brands all the way through 250. So right now, I did take a short at 247. Don't really like that price. We'll wait to see if it can come back up. Very, very light trading, but I guess some depends on what your share size is here, how far you're going to be able to hold this. But hopefully I can get some more shares here around now, even 50, 40, something like that. But Genius Brands right now, a nice little 2-cent win, not enough. Brendan, I believe.
We're going to have a look at Billy here, guys. I just wanted to check if you've never seen Trade Ideas before. They have a really neat little feature here where you can type in a stock symbol and it'll give you the relative volume on the day. So if you hear me talk about relative volume on a certain symbol, this is where that's coming from. So 2.3 as far as the relative volume for Billy. Jefferies, very busy today, guys. Jefferies raising their price target. Chinese-based internet company raising their price target on Billy, doing significant volume on the day today. So if you ever hear me again talk about relative volume, that's where it's coming from. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, hit the like button and hit subscribe. We officially got above 55,000 subscribers today. If you are joining us for the first time, we do this every single day the market is open. So please hit the like and subscribe button so we can notify you the next time we come on. Guys.
As mentioned, for me, I had an area stop at 250 when it broke. I wanted to manually see how it traded below. It did test down a little bit further. I did get out when it got to about 48 there. So you take those last shares out, and I talked about that fake size in level 2 that I saw trying to juice it to the upside. They didn't get it very far. That's a reason to dig in maybe a little bit later on in a bit of a pullback here. 2.25 looks like it could be a level as well if it ever gets back there. And I think 275 is going to turn into a breakout price for me. I wasn't adding to the position if it ever broke there initially, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now, get my stop order ready to go. If we ever take out 275 in Genius, I am going to try the long trade, but it's going to be worth it also during lunchtime to maybe scalp a short for a couple of pennies in front at about 270 or so. I did get into the long in ANVS, and as much as I do prefer what I think would be a great trade breaking through 750, it has held a couple of times. If it can hold 750 this time, I want to get myself an average price of about 790 or so, risking 50 cents in slippage to see if it can't break back up to that 9 even mark. I think I like the risk reward there. It would be great to go short 750, but we can't. I think that'll go back down to 650, the next level to the downside. If you're holding along, I'm not sure I'd let both those levels go personally, but that's just me. My out's at 750 here. Have some at 798, willing to add one more time in front of this key level.
Okay, NIO, as we adjust our seat here, getting out now. I mean, it's big winners all over the place here. CCL has been a monster. We just get some out at 98. We're very light on everything right now. It's approaching 11 o'clock. You guys know sort of the way I trade. We dump a lot of these shares heading into this time. We do, however, average into Genius brand. So right now we're short again here, waiting for 255 to break. We'll get out if that does happen. But right now, Genius brand's a nice little average price. It's only averaged at 47. You guys can get it if you want as well. Right now, that's a good trade. Hopefully we can cash that out. And I don't mind if Genius Brands can come back down into the 35 area here. That would be pretty nice for me for sure. And then other than that, man, NIO, we talked about that. We're getting out right now ahead of 1150. We got some bunched up there. Would love for it to break, but we're getting lighter and lighter on these trades. Workhorse, that was a big trade for us. It does break there. But look, this is what I'm talking about. We hold 10%, right? There should be like 9 outs in here. And then we hold the last bit and get out there at 1560. So that's how you win on a trade, guys. You take out your shares, equal amounts every time, and then bang it out there for, oh yeah, that's an 11-cent loser there, and this is a $1.40 winner. So you can do the math on that one. You can see the big board as we go. Other than that, not much else happening. Oh, this is what I want to say, Snapchat right here. Again, guys, look, we scalp out the big amount of shares here for 10, 15 pennies, then we hold for 20, then we hold for 25, and what a surprise, it bounces off 25.50. So that's going to be a key spot for us as well. Snapchat as NIO just goes back up. That's NEO back to 43, and we cash out some more at 40. So this is that run we're looking for. Let's see if this one can get up through 1150, but let's pound back some more water here. We're already at the 1 p.m. level. So how about that, wife? As we'll continue to drink the rest of this. It's always a competition around here, I guess.
Don't drown.
Don't drown. Yeah, I might drown. But it is. I've had about a coffee and a half, so we'll see. What up, Valeria?
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a negative territory today. Britain is down 1.66%. Germany is down 1.18%, France is down 0.97%, and Italy is down 0.2%, while British online retailer Boohoo fell 14% after report about dire working conditions at its English factory. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you, Valeria. Just an update on SOLO. It is basically consolidating right around this 420 mark that we were talking about earlier. 440 break to the upside. We can take that one if it gets there. I didn't like this one unless it broke lower out of this range. It's still continuing to hold it. I do like this one to the short side. We will take a shot at it when it retakes 4, even if it retakes 4 even. But now also looking at a 440 break upside on SOLO. I think that could be a good one for us. Only position we have on that UAVS to the short side. You can see there on the board. And then we added that ANVS, which again, I would love to be shorting that puppy, but we can't do it. I can only take the long trade that we are in right now. I want to get you also back to Genius Brands, which I flatted on my long. It's basically now holding just below that 250 mark, so it might turn into a short trade for me here. I'd love it even more below about 225 to 230, however, so let's watch that very closely.
Yeah, we'll punch it in the face for you, Neil, there. 100. What am I even talking about? Genius Brands there, 5-cent win, taking out some 4-cent win, sorry, taking out some 44s. It does touch down there to 40, so let's see. I'm calling like this 35 level, so we'll wait. We'll put some bids in here, 37, 38, see if we can't get filled on some GNUS to the downside right now. We are short this name, 47s, so we'll see if that one wants to come to the money. And by the way, NEO still bouncing around. Let's get out of some more of these shares, but I am looking for a 50 break right now. What's up, Brendan?
We have been seeing some strength in gold stocks today, guys, even with the price for the metal actually a little bit lower on the day. But Kirkland Lake here, a little Canadian content, KL.TO here in Toronto, up almost 3% at one point today. Nice looking chart here, trending to the upside, tight consolidation at day highs. Needs to hold this 58.21 though. They updated their current quarter production levels that were much higher than expected, guys.
Yeah, and there goes that ANVS right through that 750. So it tries to hold it. It does not. Of course, we had an average price in and around 90, so about a 38 cent hit there to try to get back to VWAP, about 2 to 1, 3 to 1 type of ratio. But I liked the short much better. We don't have any locates, guys. I do think it's a good shot. It gets down to the 650 after this break has been made. But look, if you're holding along, that's the only thing you consider those levels for. INO, guys, is still a mover there. Thank you, Sean King, for all of your super chats. And look, it's a way to stand out sometimes. I don't like trading at this time of lunch for entry points when it's in a consolidation like this. You play in the middle of the range. I find it's a lot of ways you can get hurt. 23 to the upside looks a little bit interesting to me. After the failed trade short that we already had one time in the tight range, I'd much prefer to see us take out this low here at 2150 or so to the downside. I mean, INO for me has been a short the last couple of sessions since coming back in that 35 high. We're basically only ever going short until it made this nice little base out at 19. It never broke to that 15 area where we also thought there was support. If we can't break past that 25 mark, it does feel like there's going to be another failure coming through on INO, at least in the short term, and 15 would be the ultimate target on a swing for that name. But I'm not going short until we break this 2140. Or, if we get above 23 and get a test of the high a day, we go short in front of that as well with a breakout potential through the high. I always like that trade if it comes at about 11 o'clock to noon. If you take that high break, sometimes you get some good action. Give you $1 to that 25 mark, nice and easy, 23.61 long, but I'm not taking any other longs than INO.
Okay, guys, we're cashing out now as well on Genius Brands, and again, we called this one, this move all the way down, and that's why you average in and you take this win on Genius Brands. A nice little $2.47 short out here. I told you there's a 39 out. It's right there. We just took it out, and now we're going to wait for 37s, 38s, and more downside. Again, we called this 35, so there you go. Let's see if it can come through. Not a bad call. If we can call 35 and get to 38, we'll take that right now. So nice trade, obviously, on that name. Everything else kind of cruising. NVAX. Let's go. Bang. What a nice little trade there for Genius as we get hit there at 37. So boom, put that one on the board. Okay, NVAX again, we'll be trading this one on a break of 101. So if you break down through 101 here, we will be taking that trade. So watch out for NVAX there, the $1.5 billion recipient of taxpayer money. We'll see how that one wants to go. But look, that's why we celebrate, man. Genius Brands like a glove right there. So we put that out and get out 37 there. Still have some on board, but what a great out that was. Save ourselves a little bit. So we go from smiling guy to crying guy, but right now we'll keep the smile on as Genius Brands. Nice trade.
Yeah, and I'm just going to update on, we have two positions still on. One, of course, at UAVS, which is not really moving. A bit of a bounce here in ENDP. Now, remember, if it breaks 380, we're adding to our position to the short side. if it goes back up towards this 4, this is where the reload is. It's worked twice. Each time you test a level, I do like it just a little bit less. So certainly I will jump back into some shares here if we get above 95. But I will also maintain my stop and lighten the load here the third time through. We're trying to hold this one the entire day. You saw how good that was in Genius Brands yesterday. When you're holding a short that's in the money, there's no reason to get out until you get a firm bottom. And that hasn't happened yet on the NDP. If we test 380 one more time, maybe that's the case. If we break $4, that's definitely the case for me. And I will be out of that one. UAVS was the other position that we are in. I just sort of like this one in front of 150. Again, it's consolidating below that break that we had. I think we can get down to that 1/4 mark. It's a cheap name, really good volume that we can have in here. So at this time of day, I'm looking for breakouts of the ranges. I don't want to trade inside unless it's a directional trade where I have the right direction in terms of the trend and I'm comfortable with my stop area and it hasn't tested me. Those are the positions you'll see me in now. And then we'll only jump in on breaks. And I'm sort of in that NVAX where I talked about earlier. I got out on a tight stop on our secondary short only because I thought we can get a better entry point, and that would happen if we take that 100 to the downside again. Brendan, what do you got?
I talked about this one a little bit earlier, guys. Dominion here, an energy name, natural gas name to be more specific, just coming up to $74. Heads up here, we did have a little bit of trouble at 74 a couple of times yesterday in the afternoon. There was a little bit of news on this name. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett picking up some of their natural gas infrastructure assets. So Dominion offloading some infrastructure assets to Berkshire Hathaway overnight, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Good story there. Yeah, we looked at that yesterday as well, and that was a good name to trade. But we didn't trade any Dominion yesterday. But good little bring up there. Thanks, Brendan, for that. And yeah, there it is. NIO. We get some out again at 48. So I mean, Pokeroo is in the building here as well, saying, "Huh, NIO? Okay." So NEO right now to the upside. I think we'll just dump this. My next spot, guys, is going to be right here, 1160. So I think we'll get out and then we'll wait for 1160, just a ho-hum 22 penny winner right now on this $11 name, as well as Snapchat. We're very, very light on this. We're just holding a very small, like I said, 10% of the trade. We'll hold that and see if we can't get that 50 spot. Genius is now 5 cents in the money. Whatever. We took that out right there at 237. That's been our best out. We'll wait to see if that happens again. I'm sitting now at 238 on Genius Brands. That's been a big one. And then the only other position. So right now, these are all the positions we have on. I mean, you can see them at the bottom. They're all right and they're all huge. They're all pretty good in the money. Although my short CCL is at 09, not at 02, but that's okay. So that's why I said it's a nice trade. It's right here, 09. You can see this is the shorting we've been getting out. So we'll wait to see if that comes back up to 09, in which case we'll get out and then maybe reverse to the long side here. And here comes Genius Brands. Come on, buddy. We'll see if we get some 238s coming through, because we are right now short at 47. So do we want more? Hells to the yeah. I think we can get down to 220 now that I'm looking at this. So let's take some out ahead of this 235, and then hopefully we can get back down to 220 on Mr. Genius.
Yeah, Sean, I want to give some context to that Dominion. You're going to see it flat on the session here and a big move from the pre-market bottoms at about $3 to the upside. Just keep in mind, forget the daily chart. Let's just look at the session yesterday. It is starting to come up to what was the bottom of a parabolic move to the downside. You get this 73, 74 area. Right in the middle is where we close at 73.60. So it's trying to break out through that price. It is a retracement of a lot of yesterday's downfall. So just keep the context in mind. Yes, it's a big $3 move, but this is far more volatile of a stock yesterday, maintaining its volume throughout the day. Several big spikes here. It's actually a little bit lower on the volume end today, but Dominion, a long way to go, and watch out for about 74 on a potential break to the upside. There's a big gap that it could fill just to yesterday's top, 75.50. That would give you $1 on a trade there. So watch out. Dominion's definitely moving. And Sean King, thank you for all of your super chats there. You're very active here and we're loving it. It's all about building that community, guys. I only have the 2 positions on. Of course, we are also waiting for one more. We haven't traded Nikola yet, but it continues to hold this tight consolidation, 44 entry for me on a break to the upside. I'm going to add, if we can maybe look at how expensive it is to short, a 42, 25 to 30 low end break. So if we get out of this range, we like Nikola in probably either direction, but right now looking for the 44 break upside and also looking to throw to Valeria, as you can see to my left.
Thank you, Neil. And hey guys, amazing news. Our next educational video about swing trading basics will be available for you today. I will be sending out the link on the chat, so stay tuned and subscribe to our educational channel and check it out. It's a lot of helpful stuff there. And guys, of course, subscribe to this channel for live streams. And hit the thumbs up, guys. 1K likes is very soon. If you didn't like our video yet, please do it right now. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
What up, Brandon?
NVIDIA, guys, didn't mention this one early on. It was a little bit of a sleeper in the pre-market. Wasn't positive territory, but NVIDIA just making day highs here. Bank of America increasing their price target on NVIDIA today to 460. Not even on this chart, guys. 460 for Bank of America, guys.
Like, I really hope I still have that NVIDIA position. In my long-term account, I remember hitting the button buy at 100 and I thought I was crazy. But yeah, 460 for NVIDIA, wow. Nikola Motors, yeah, 44. What price did I like? I know Neil liked 44. I think I liked 44.50, which is right up here. So, well, anyways, we'll wait to see. Nikola, yeah, not doing much, but 11 million shares. Good on you, Nikola. Big time trading over there on that name. We did cash out of some of our CCL there at 02. Now we're just holding that small 10% again, waiting to see what it wants to do to the upside. But other than that, man, bye-bye, because here we go. Bang! Great idea on Snapchat. Take the 25 long, and there we go. The idea comes up. Yes, sir. Nice little 50-cent win on Snapchat. We're going to get some out. I mean, I'm just going to hold this thing. Why would I get it out? Let's see. The future's now breaking. Future's about to turn positive. Snapchat turning up. Great trade there. Really happy for this one. Let's just keep that going. What's up to our friends on Snapchat? This stock just keeps on rocking and rolling. Follow me, guys, on Twitter. We just cracked through. I just saw there 4,000 followers. So that's pretty big. Also on Instagram, we just cracked through 700. So great little couple trades there on Snapchat. Follow me and we'll give you all of these trades every day as we see them. I tweet them out all over the place, guys. Also, NIO moving. Here goes NIO. Bang! 60-cent winner on NIO as well off an $11 long. Let's go. Big day alert, guys.
Yeah, watch out for blue. I did get out of this for the big 50-cent win that we had, but look at that 350. It is trying to trace back down to this level. It didn't give you the retracement to 390 for that short, but it looks like if it takes out the low of the day, you're going to want to jump back into this one, which I will be doing. So I'm going to get my stop order ready to go. It's locked in low. Remember, it's lunchtime, so it could take a while to get down to that price and finally break it, but there's certainly room to yesterday's bottom. At about, well, yesterday's afternoon bottom at 320. Of course, this stock coming from about 270 at the open. So 320 would be the target on a 350 short. We'll jump into that one. Watch out for AYRO. This one trying to make a move back towards the upside. Now, keep in mind, a few days ago, this ran up to $8 or so, came back in hard, and then there is this little gap here, which was right at today's high, 660. So if we ever take out that high of the day on AYRO, I don't care what time of the day it happens, I'll take a shot there for the momentum trade break at 660. Otherwise, I am looking for shorts if it ever takes out that low. You did see it hold the bottom in yesterday's action. If it comes all the way back and tests and breaks again, I got to be involved in that as well, guys. I only have the two positions on, both in the money for us. NDP, which has been a huge trade all morning long, actually my best stock of the day, and we've been holding short side the entire time here. And UAVS, which continues to be a solid short for us. No reason to get out of either one of those. I do want to get to a name that we've basically been, I want to say ignoring all week, but it's kind of true. Boeing, of course, possibly having another test flight that does come up. They've basically been weak on this news all week long, sort of slowly retracing every single upward move. But watch out for this sort of 185.50 level. This is yesterday's bottom. This is today's bottom. If this does get taken out, it could be a nice little momentum break trade on Boeing here. I haven't looked to trade this one. I've been looking for a little bit more strength in it to maybe play some long breaks, but it does seem like 181.50 could be a nice little entry for us if it breaks the bottom here. It's trying to hold the low. The market's going up and Boeing not yet participating, so a little relative weakness in Boeing. It is going to be headline sensitive, but I'm watching yesterday's low and today's low at 181.50 for a short break. Nikola, we talked about at 44 even, not forcing trades in the last hour, guys. We have a couple on in the money, and we're only looking for entries that fit our particular standard. But the other thing you got to watch out for, of course, is coming up a little bit later on, 5 minutes before the end of the show, to be exact. Another in the line of our Market Wisdom page educational series, and it's going to be on swing trading basics. We have 3 of those that are going to be dropping that we taped, so look out for all of those. And again, if you have any comments, you can throw them in the chat here. You can comment on the video. Let us know what you'd like us to do. This was a suggestion that we got. We made it happen for you guys, because that's what we try to do here in the Trader TV Live community. So a couple of trades in the works for us. I haven't talked too much about FTech since we tried the long trade. It is rounding towards that low. The reason I will not short it through the low of the day break, it's 106, right in front of an even dollar. I don't like that. You're running right into an obvious sort of support area. Only gives you about a 4 or 5 cent win to that. Not worth it for me.
Superman is back in the building, guys. Genius Brands down to 236 now. So that's a nice little out. We told you we'd take some 36s, and bang, we hit that out right now. So we take it out, swing it again, hammer time on that one. We also go long, and we did talk about this. This looks like a mess just because the way Neo's been with me today. But we do go long here at 60. What is my price? Is it 61s? Yeah, 61s right now, and we rip upside. My best out right here, 67. So we'll wait to see if we can't take out day's high here, 1187. I don't know when that happened. I guess in the pre-market. We'll wait to see. But right now, NIO trying to make some of that money back here. So yeah, we're swinging the big stick today, and we'll see if that can keep coming in for us. Genius Brands, there it is out there. We'll wait. Again, my call again was into 35. So there you go. So we make that call, hit that one out of the park. That's a banger. Now we'll make another call. Why not come back down here and at least test this 30, if not 25? So we'll wait to see if Genius Brands wants to do that. But right now, man, it's been a big day. You guys know that if you're watching the show. So congratulations on anybody trading with us. Hit that subscribe. Thank you, Sean King, for all those super chats. But let's keep the love going. And Jarhead, buddy, I'm almost done. I don't know, about half, maybe a little more than half, 40% left of our water bottle here today. So we're going to get a Trader TV sticker right here after the show. I got to order it, actually. You can find all our merchandise on our show. Pick that up on our YouTube page, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, a couple of breaks here. First one, Nicola through 44. We got the trigger in, got 44.09 on this little trade. First leg out would be in front of 45. After that, big gap to obviously fill. You saw the move that it had at the open to the downside. We waited for it to make a nice little double bottom and then put in a higher low, and now it breaks through that range. So long in Nicola, we waited for this one, now we got it on. Let's see if we can't get that profit. Solo also broke, but before that, we'll go to Brendan. What do you got, buddy?
Guys, just watching this EWZ here, little Brazil ETF on the NYSE ARC exchange. Little volume spike came in there. There was reports yesterday that Bolsonaro, the president, was going to get a COVID-19 test. Seeing multiple people talking now online that that test has come back positive, guys. So just watching this EWZ.AM, that Brazil ETF, guys.
Oh, Bolsonaro.
I'm not surprised, but
what a guy. Yeah, that guy, I mean, a lot of talk about him in Brazil there. So no surprise that that's probably come back positive. But he's a young guy. That's not going to be a problem. It wasn't a problem for Boris Johnson. I don't know. There's also Joe Biden's potential running mate. I forget her name. I think she's the governor of Atlanta. She tested positive yesterday as well. So prayers out for everybody dealing with that, and hopefully that'll get resolved. And that's why we're trading some of these stocks with hopefully some cocktails to get that all solved out for people. But okay, yeah, best wishes to everybody. Thanks for that news, Brendan. And if there's any stocks moving around on that you can find, let us know. Maybe something in Brazil, they're Petrobras or something. But again, that's that name. Okay, back to the drawing board here. I just want to see Luckin Coffee, like hello, made a huge move up here. We missed it. We were not paying attention. But if you are, Luckin Coffee now up 10%, Neil. Wow.
Yeah, I was noting also one other break here was in Solo. It is down 12%. It's a bit of a mover to the downside. It makes a bottom here around 420 that we talked about, breaks through this 440 range. And again, for me, I like now I'm triggering to look for a long trade. It doesn't mean I take a breakout at that price. I love a pullback into 420. I like it if it can try to break through 450. I don't like breakout entry points that are right in front of sort of a key area. 450 is sort of an obvious one here. So hopefully, with any luck, the best entry to me would be if 450 holds and gives us a pullback into 25.30s. Otherwise, we'll take some shares on a 50 break, see if we can't run it into the pre-market high for momentum trade here. But here goes 50. We'll jump into some shares there. If we can get them, I don't want to get slipped too far. I tried it manually, and of course, should have had an automatic stop. I get slipped 5 cents when I do it manually instead of just letting it work for me at about 52, 53. I think you hold those to the 450 mark, 440 mark. Otherwise, wait for a deeper pullback. And we're looking to see if we can't retest these pre-market areas at 470 for a quick little scalp, then into $5 if we can get it. Nicola, of course, we're giving that one probably till at least the low of the day here, trying to get back into some shares if it consolidates. and holds a higher low. If it does that, we'll definitely jump into more. I like taking shares on the way back up, not jumping in the sword on the pullback on the way down. So we'll be patient with Nikola. We're into that HFT hour, 3 hours, whatever you want to call it during lunch. This is when you want to make sure you got your levels in, have your rules set, and don't overtrade, guys, because you don't want to overreact to small moves during lunch. I think it's shaken out of trades. Got a video for that as well. Brandon, what do you got?
We were highlighting the strength in Square today, guys. Here's another one. FOUR in New York, up 15%. Another mobile, more importantly, in today's world, touchless payment technology company. Just picking up here recently as well. It's gone from 43 up to almost 46 for FOUR, guys.
It sounds like a golfing, but no, it's Keisha Lance Bottoms is the mayor of Atlanta. Of course, the governor of Georgia, not that. But I noticed some of these things because, again, if you go to some gambling websites, they have odds for who's going to possibly be Joe Biden's running mate. And so she was the one contracting COVID. So thank you for all of that there, guys. But okay, let's just move on and keep going forward and onward here. There goes NIO. We still are long this one, 61. We're going to give this one a pullback to at least 50 here. I think we can get to 80, maybe even $12 today. Let's see. I mean, the EV space is booming. What we haven't looked at today, which is so crazy, Tesla. I mean, 1405 right off the open. It does as per usual. Wow, what a move off the open there. We open up, Neil. $13.93, and ho-hum shoots up about $40 there off the open before making a V-shape, inverted V, almost like an N, but kind of stopping there, all the way back down, and now taking off again. That was right there. It traveled $100 there, straight up and straight down. Wish we would have saw that down there at 1338, but can't get them all. So right now, Tesla moving like crazy. Maybe a 1409 break. Look at this, guys. We came up here 1410, 1410. I don't like just going right over here, coming up with these ideas and taking the trade, especially at 1121. I know Neil's and Nikola. I'm waiting patiently to get into that one as well. I think we're better off holding out for Nikola instead of waiting for this Tesla break. But if you are a Tesla bull, 1410 looks pretty good right here. You could get a run back into the 20s, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I had one thing written down for Tesla if I was going to try to short it, and it had to hold the pre-market high, and if it did it, I was going to get involved in the short. It did not do that. It runs like $13 higher and then comes back in. Now, it's all relative. $13 actually isn't that big of a move in Tesla. Like we mentioned here, I am in Nikola, as you said, Sean. I didn't get any chance to reload. It didn't retest any of this 43 level to put in a lower high. It's basically just teetering around 44, even where I've got my entry point. First target in front of 45. If we can go up, I mean, the market's headed up. A lot of times you see that big move come in, and it tries to retrace a little bit of that gap in Nikola, and we've put in a bit of a bottom here that I think we can work off of. 43 is going to be a nice little area that you can test. If it does break, fair enough. You're only risking about $1, and our first out is for that kind of a win. And then after that, we're looking to see if we can get into the 46 to 48 range to that upside. Solo that we got into as well is basically holding right here at 450. I'll be getting out of those on the way to 470, and then a test of 490, which I see as the high of the day. So a couple of longs, a couple of shorts. You'll probably have to pry ENDP out of my cold dead hands this morning. Every single time it pops up to 4, we've taken it. I'm still waiting for a break of 380 where I will be adding to not taking off of my position and then quickly getting a scalp if it ever breaks. I got some orders down there, so I'll get into more shares, quickly take a scalp out, maintain the overall short pullbacks, short breakdowns. 360 is the ultimate target. That's where it closed yesterday. We've only shorted so far in front of 4, so it's only been those wins. Once we get the 380 break, we'll add to that and then get our target price of 360 as long as we hold that 4 even.
And guys, if you're joining us for the first time, get ready because it's fruit salad time. And once again, NIO, this fruit salad brought to you today, guys, by NIO. I don't even know, where's my code word button? Honestly, these things need to be adjusted, and I know it's my bad. But here's the fruit salad again today, guys, brought to you by the color green. That is honeydew melon. Also some watermelon in there. Thank you to NIO right now, busting out. We just get 1171. We're going to take a little bit of this, throw it over to Brendan. Let's go.
Heavy on the grapes there, Sean, too, it looks like.
Yeah, big time grapes and big time blueberries. So,
yeah, loving the grapes and blueberries in
very
the
nice.
fruit salad
nice.
today. Happy-On Pharmaceuticals, another one, guys, updating their COVID-19 vaccine work. They're taking a two-pronged approach, so working on both an antibody treatment and also a straight-up vaccine. So just making almost day highs here. 43% for HEPA, guys.
And there goes that move in Nikola. So
Yeah,
through
let's go,
44,
Nikola.
now through 44.50 as it continues to push upside. Like I said, first target out in front of 45. Once it takes this one out, we'll now look to see if it can get to that 46 to 47 range. Nikola, to the upside. We waited very, very patiently
It's your
for this entry
birthday.
point, and we've finally gotten it, the hold above. Didn't get the reload, but that's perfectly fine. It's going to plan, which we do like. The other long we have solo is basically flat, but we talked about it this time of day. If you're in position, in the money, in the trend, look for holds, look for your key levels. Otherwise, wait for those breaks that you're looking for. Wait for those price targets. It's all about structure at this time of day. You know, it's past that opening rush, guys. You got to dig in a little bit. Nikola, for the first time long in a while for me, it's been hunting shorts for the most part, I think the last few sessions, without necessarily even catching them. But let's look to see if we can't get to that 45 mark. Already in the money here. And there goes UAVS testing to the downside again. We've got that short at $144 in front of 150, target 125.
I feel you guys. Yeah, I'll be drinking my water. Don't you worry about that. But right now, Nikola, there it is. A nice little out. So good out there. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Nikola is back. So we take that out right there for a nice little 15-cent win. And obviously, we're going to be taking out a lot more than that. But when you got these shares, you scalp in, you scalp out. We're just going to take this out as we go. You guys know how I trade. So big position on right now. 44. And bang! There it is again. A nice little 30-cent win. Superman is in the building on Nikola right here. So nice little in, out. Now we'll wait for 45 to break. Yeah, I bought some shares yesterday. Should have picked some up today, but on the show. We'll wait to see. Put some more orders at 45. But hell yeah, Nikola, let's go, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I just took my first leg out in front of 45 even, so a quick 70 60 and change cent winner there. We're looking for about $1.50, $2 on the rest of that position. I don't want to get too far away from NVAX. You did talk about this, a potential for a re-entry on a short trade if it ever broke back below 100. For the time being, it's testing to the upside, so some strength has come in. Are out on that first short. Looks like it was a good one. We did reload, of course, and take a quick little hit there, but our first short was okay. I'm hoping the second short is much, much bigger. I do ultimately think that if it can hold $100, there is a good shot to retest at least to 90. So we're going to make sure we have that in the cards whenever it does happen. Brendan, what do you got for it?
Just double checking the 52-week high here. It is definitely a 52-week high for Overstock today. Just trying to get the exact number. I think it was 43.70 or 43.75. But yeah, just blew through that. Big volume spike on OSTK. Another one up today, guys.
Oh, Overstock, you so crazy. Okay, nice little win. I mean, we're just taking that. We're now out of half of our Nikola. So yeah, 30, 40 cents there. And we'll just keep hitting that because, yeah, big day alert for sure. NIO as well, trying to break through 70 again. We're still holding that one. CCL, let's get out. That's at Facebook. Come on, Facebook right here. Pants down on this one, guys. Look at this long if you're joining us for the first time today. 239 we were long, and we took it $1.50 and celebrated it. Why? Because it drops down another $1 and then ripping northbound here. Wow, there goes NIO. Yes, sir. Breaks it and bang it out again. There we go. What time is it? Boom. It's bang time. Valeria letting me know that a few purchases on our website for the coffee mug there for Bang City. So here we go up to the upside now, 1174. And here we go. You are right, Mr. Callaway Jones. The fruit salad is a celebration. And we are just continuing to celebrate today. It's been a big day, and we're going to continue riding this party to the north side. Wow.
There goes Nikola through 45,
Nikola.
guys.
Woo.
So we're in the money about $1 on this trade. Like I said, $1.50, $2 would be that next target to the upside. After it held VWAP, he gave you the breakout.
Sick.
It's all about putting in that bottom. We identified, we liked it at about 10 o'clock when it put in that low. It then put in the higher low. We looked for the breakout of the range. You got the break. Here it is. There's no reason to get out of this. All we got to do is look for a $2 move. Now that it's giving you $1, I will slide my stop to break even. I was willing to risk $1. I'm not going to let it go $1 out of the money now. That's just reckless. So break even stop at 44 is going to come in. Otherwise, hold it. Take the run. That's what it's all about. I am going to jump back into, and I said I would, NVAX here, fading into that $100 mark. I took a 101 break. We're going to see if we get 100 to break, and then we would add to it. Otherwise, just the initial entry for me.
Yep, I'm in that as well right now, short 190 cents. So not a good one, but again, we'll wait to see. You never know what's going to happen here. NVAX right now to the downside, hopefully crossing our fingers and hoping that one can come through. And yeah, there goes Nikola again. Where is my out? I have an out here in the 20s. So let's get that out again and again and again, guys. The Scout Master is in the building. So we'll give a wink to you, Nikola. Thank you so much for this trade. And again, guys, let's see if we can break through this level and get out in these 20s here. 24, 25, 26, 27. Won't tell you where my shares are, but you will see it come out here. Hopefully, no, it's not 25. It's a little bit more than this, but nice little trade happening for us. Oh yeah, and by the way, Neo, bang it again. Here we go, Neo, here we go. Big trading again, guys. Gave you this 1160, gave you this 1120, bang, bang. Double bangs. Let's keep going, man. The water is allowing me some clear vision right here. So good little call today on that water. Let's just keep going. It's been a monster day, guys.
Yeah, watch out. INO starting to creep towards that upside. We mentioned INO was one. The other one was, what was that bloody name again? It is AYRO. Check that. We need to catch that one if it ever takes out the top. So 660 on AYRO. INO is 2360. Right now about $1.35 and $1.25 in the money on that Nikola. Once it passes the $1.50 mark, I'll slide my stop upside once again. We are hunting for $1.50 to $2 worth of upside on that trade since the beginning of that. AYRO, I'd love to be active in it, but you're seeing it here, basically with that consolidation. But that 660 break should be a rather significant one. There goes Solo as well. This has been another breakout trade that we had and we waited for back to the upside. I tried this little pullback here, as I said I would, in front of 440. Hasn't given me the entry, but once it cracks 460 or so, we'll start taking some shares off in front of that pre-market top here at 470. I think that's a good place to maybe add to your shares or get a pullback if it bounces off that level and catch some more at about 440, 450, which we already have. So Solo working, Nikola obviously working, NVAX to be determined on that short.
Yes, and there we go. It's falling money time. Nikola, yes, there it is, guys. We're celebrating big win. This is what we're talking about. In, bang, 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 all the way up now. Randy, you know anything about Nikola, man? We're holding this long. He's buying one tomorrow. Good job. I don't think they're available, but okay, Nikola to the upside now. 45.50 still running, guys. Big time alert here for Nikola trade. It's a monster and we have it. So let's just keep going on that one. Oh yeah, Genius Brands, not so genius. Hovering around here, 8 cents in the money on that one. Big time trading. Snapchat, 40 cents in the money. Look, man, this has just been, a monster day. We'll just keep on going at Tesla. Randy, I'm long at 500. That's at 1400. I know we talked about that. And it's up 43%, Randy, in 5 days. Unbelievable, Tesla. The only problem that we have right now is NVAX here. We'll wait to see. We still are short there. We're going to give it to 105 in change, but I got to run to the bathroom again, guys.
Yeah, watch for this rollover here in Nikola. It just turned around off 45.50. I've got my stop still at break even at this point. You're playing with a little bit of house money on that long, so I don't want to get wicked out too easily on this trade as it pulls back in. I did have a target in front of that 46 to take some shares out. I'll probably throw that away. One of the reasons is on a pullback like this, if it is going to give you this entry point through 45.60 and eventually break it, it's going to quickly make that run. So I don't like the idea of getting out right in front of it on a secondary push. I am going to look to reload if we get some shares in front of 44. Maintaining the same stop at 44 even here in Nikola. We've got the direction. The market is headed northbound. Nikola's headed northbound. You are seeing that strong move to the upside. But watch out for NVAX because that short trade heading towards VWAP at 105. Right now looking for a pullback opportunity in Nikola to continue this trend to the upside, which we got a nice winner on. We've had all morning long waiting for that one. I want to get back to NEO. I got away from NEO because I didn't like the upside break trade. Fair enough. But you are seeing a push towards $12. I'm going to be fading in front of 12 even with a 12 area stop as well. But the high of the day currently is 11.87. I want to see it break 87, make some kind of a test, and then maybe jump into that trade. Nikola comes back in. You're going to see me jump back into some more shares to the long side, guys. I just want to make sure you guys know that coming up at about 11:55, of course, we have a series of videos on our Market Wisdom page. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about swing trading basics. Here we have 3 of the videos in this line. We're going to be dropping this one in just about 20 minutes or so. So make sure you tune in for that. It is going to be coming up. And as always, guys, if there's something you want us to cover, that you haven't seen or that you want to see, drop us a line, whether it's in the comment section of the video, whether it's on Twitter at any of us here, or you can always just go right there in the chat and let us know what you guys want to do there. But here comes Neo back to the downside. I'm not shorting it yet. I want to see if it holds that 12 even, where we can test that short. And here comes the reload shot on Nikola.
Nikola, okay, yeah, good. Yeah, and guys, and that's why, look at this. I mean, it's not to say that it's perfect, but we only have 20% of our trade left. And yeah, we cashed the hell out of Nikola, 45.50. You don't get much better than that. So the roller coaster on Nikola continues. Let's cash a little bit out now, maybe, and get out and then only hold 10%. But Nikola rifles up near the top of my board, guys. Most profitable stock today. Let's just keep the train rolling with Valeria over at the big board.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. European market is closed now, so let me update you on the numbers. Britain is down 1.51%. Germany is down 0.92%. Spain is down 1.37%. Russia is down 0.35%, and Italy is up 0.04%. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Okay, I guess not much
Thank you,
happening.
Valeria. I mean, not a lot of happening in Europe there, but what is sort of happening is that Reload and Nikola didn't quite get to that 44 quarter mark, or it's a test 44 even, so I'm still kind of patiently waiting. Boeing, though, it is breaking towards this low of day at 181. It's taken out 181.50, so you are seeing some consolidation here at the bottom. We are now looking for an active short now that it's tested that low. Whether that's going to be at about 182 or so, or going to be an actual bottom break, it is firmly on the radar to the short side. I know Boeing's been along for me in the day trade for a while now. I am looking for the short here on a 181 break, or a pullback into 182 where we can use VWAP as our out. So Boeing firmly on the radar for the short side trade. We have 3 shorts, 2 longs on. The only short that I'm concerned about right now is going to be NVAX. It was good the first time. The long wasn't. We are looking to see if we can hold around VWAP. I'm trying to be patient if I want to be adding to this one. I've basically taken a couple of entry points every single time I've been into NVAX just to make sure we get a nice average price. But this time, I'm very hesitant to add to the position unless we get a test down. I'm not going to jump in front of 105. I want to see if we can break back below at least 102 before we add to this position to the downside. And ultimately, I do believe we're trying to fill this gap here. If we do take some shares out in front of 96, 97, it's likely to just re-enter on a 95 break. If we are going to fill the gap, that is probably going to be at least to that 90 even mark. So keep that in mind. Lots of room for NVAX to come in. And we have seen this time and time again throughout all of those virus vaccine names. When the parabolic move happens on news, that gap fill is usually the best opportunity trade, even if there's a loss relative to what you can win. It's just well worth your while to take that shot, which is what we're doing here. Brandon, what do you got?
Netflix a little here, guys. We got to 500 over here, installed out yesterday a little bit. Actually took that out right at the open this morning, all the way up to about 505 and change. All-time highs, obviously, but struggling once again back below 500. So watch that 500 level for Netflix. July 16th, I want to say they are reporting. So Netflix heightened relative volume once again today, but back below 500, guys.
Oh, okay. Now, that's a name that I never was able to get into, Netflix, but hopefully that can go up and away for anybody long that name. We're just cruising here, guys, to be honest with you. We did take some out there. Nikola, they're 44.65. Now we have that 10% left, and let's see if we can't continue to play this thing like a fiddle and see if it gets back up to this side here. If we do break, I'll probably get some more in 46. I'll get my money in again on Nikola, but that'd be pretty sweet if we get up to there because we already have that 44.53. So that's been a big one. Our NVAX is coming back a little bit. We did hit this low there, like we were saying, and I know Neil just talked about it there. I was giving it basically to this 105 and change area. We have a decent amount of shares, so do not be surprised if you see me maybe slip some out here around 102 if possible, and then maybe hold the rest on a break. But 102 right now, looking decent for that spot. We'll probably get out of a little bit here on NVAX. Futures coming down though, but yeah, we don't want to lose too much on this trade. But right now, everything else moving, guys. Genius is 11 cents, Snap is 25, Nicola's 16 cents. Everything's rocking and rolling. And do not forget, guys, that coming up, we do have our Bollinger Band basics. So Bollinger Bands, swing trading right here. So swing trading basics, our Bollinger Bands are already posted. Check that out, 11:55. Miss V will throw that through, guys.
Yeah, just still checking in on Lemonade here. Of course, that was the recent IPO that was gangbusters yesterday. It was gangbusters when it opened up. Today, it is heading to the downside. It's only going to show down 2.6%. It's a bit deceiving. $15 move top to the bottom, topping out just shy of 90. I do like this one through a 75 break. It is giving you, however, a bit of a tight consolidation. If it does make a move to the upside, it's likely to be a breakout through 85 that I would like a little bit better than this 81 area break. I am looking for a short here. Once it started to come in, it couldn't break through 100, turn around at 96.50. Same thing happens here. So a couple of days in a row, failing to get to that new high. I am looking for a retracement. $50 was where it opened up, and the issue price was $29. So as good as an idea as they might have, obviously a little bit overdone here in LMND after just a few days worth of trading. Brennan, what do you have?
Not seeing news yet, guys, but big spike here in Walmart shares. Huge volume coming in as well. Walmart just went from below 1% to 1.6%, banging up against 121 here. Going to check the news, guys.
Okay, and home run time, Genius Brands. Look, guys, this has been pretty easy for me today. We go short, cash out there, go short again, take it out once it breaks through that 240 level. That was a bad trade. I mean, not bad, but we did not make money. And then now we go short again on that 250 break. We called it. Would have loved 250, not 249s, but unfortunately we have 47s and just took some out there, 34s. So that's worth a floss. So we'll floss that off as we go.
Wow, Walmart through 121. It looks like their Amazon Prime competitor is going to be launching in July. That's this month, guys. So up $2 move already on that little break. You're seeing the volume spike that Brendan just mentioned. Walmart on the run right now.
Okay, good job, Walmart. Nicola on the run as well as we go. We just got out some more CCL. And there we go, guys. I mean, you want to talk about trading. How about that? Explode the money on CCL right now. It just comes right back to our average price. We do not get out. I told you we were going to get out at 15.15. That does not break. And then now we still have that short. So look at this, guys. 13 pennies. I mean, we're light right now. It's 11.40. 15 pennies on CCL. 15 pennies on Genius Brands. NIO, we destroyed this move back up. That's fantastic. Still, now, a 50 penny winner right now holding it on Nikola, but that one, that's been a big stock. NVAX right now, we're holding out. We're short on this one. This is a bad one here. I will be getting some out though, around, like I said, 102 and change. We'll see if that one can come out. And then Snapchat, we're trying to see if it wants to, oh, it did break 50. I was gonna say we're waiting for it to break 50. Must have missed that one, but it does break 50. We're just holding out for longer, man. We got 10% of this one left. So if you can't tell that this is a big day, check the profits at the bottom. I mean, I'm negative on NIO and I'm negative still on GNUS. Other than that, man, it's a party. We trade like 8 stocks, positive on 6, negative on 2. Join us every day. What up, Beep?
Yeah, so it looks like $98 a year, guys, going to get you essentially the same as Amazon Prime as far as the delivery service is concerned. So starting end of July, it looks like, for Walmart's Amazon Prime competitor. Guys.
Good look there. You saw the move that already happened. The move in ENDP, like I said, I'm going to be short this one, hopefully all day long if everything goes to plan here, or unless it takes out the previous close. We got more shares at 380 like we said we would. Our shorts that were at the 95, 96 range, we took them out on the break. So, call it again those 20 cent to 25 cent wins, and then back into the trend here. So I like that 380 break. It was a double bottom that just finally broke here. It's been my best stock of the day. It does continue to be so. Of course, we're going to run this towards 360. That's been the target all morning long on that 4 break. On the reload, it's been the target as well. I am also still looking at blue, which was a good trade today. We did miss the opportunity to take out the bottom, but it's now consolidating around that same 350 mark. So it's going to give you the re-entry, even though you missed it. It did already give you a nice little win there. Because I missed out on that, I'm probably going to have to tighten up my stop and only give it a few pennies to 350 and then look for a deeper pullback. But blue was already good. 1 for 1 on this short. Perfect entry here when it failed that top break. Nicola's in the money, 80 cents. Like I said here, the rest of my shares, $1.50 to $2 target, break even stop. Unless we break 45.50 again, I will not move my stop up. If we do, I'll probably slide it up so we lock in a 50-cent win. We're playing with house money right now in Nikola, and we'll see if we can't get the move that we're looking for when it originally broke that 44 even, guys. So a couple of longs, couple of shorts here, watching for this blue trade, see if we can get back in at 350.
Yeah, we've cashed out so much Nikola, the thing could drop $10 and we'll be in the money as well. So, okay, here we go, guys. We're only going to do this a little bit because we just dropped it. I think it was on the weekend. Actually, it was Friday we announced it. But you can join us, man. Hit the join button, and it's small. It's $5 a month. You can get emojis. If you enjoy the show, an easy way to support us. Thank you so much for doing that. You'll see Valeria come up, talk to you. But join us every single day, 9 to 12. You get these badges. It'd be great if you guys could support us. And again, thank you to everybody who is supporting us. We're going to try to get to that 100 member moment. That'd be nice. We have about 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000 viewers all the time on the show now. So it's been a nice run for us. Thank you so much. We cracked 55,000 subscribers. That's monstrous. And I wanted to give a thank you to everybody today as well for the super chats. I mean, you guys are definitely making our day with some of those. So thank you so much for that. Snapchat looks like it's on the move back up, but no real new positions for me. I did want to talk about my favorite long-term holding of all time, Microsoft, probably Apple, but Microsoft right here. New all-time highs, guys, $214. You cannot slow this monster down, that's for sure. MSFT, Mr. Softy is in the building.
Yeah, I'm not going to fade INO, guys. It's just going to be the break for the high a day. We talked about this one on 2360. It is making its move now. It's up 10%, but it's about 40 pennies away from that top break. We've seen this setup before. You know what happens when you make that little double top, parabolic move up failure, double top breakout at lunchtime or in the afternoon is a good one for an extended move, and we know how much upside potential there is in INO. We already gave a target. First out would be in front of 25 even. I think that's the next level to the upside. We've talked about how far it's come back. Worth noting on the daily chart, this is from $35. Next level would be about this 25 mark. Once it goes there, I would anticipate a little bit of resistance at that price, so it might give you a pullback action. But either way, 2360 about to come in an INO. Also watch out for that 660 on our other good friend. That's AYRO. This one to the upside doesn't necessarily look like it's going to happen, but for now it is still that sleepy trade. It was a good stock yesterday. Good move off of the open, but the same sort of setup here if we can retest 660 for potential breakout. Thank you to everyone that is joining and becoming a member. We love the community that's being built here, and we love to see your activity there on the chat, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's commenting on the videos there. Either way, we love to hear back from you on what you enjoy about the show and what we can certainly do better. I want to mention, of course, Boeing still trying to slide into the downside, did not get that retest to 182. So no pullback yet on Boeing. Do keep in mind they could be announcing at some point either this week or next the launch of the second run of test flights that will be going for that grounded MAX jet though. So I keep my ear to the ground on this one, but for the time being, I am looking for short trades. The relative weakness in Boeing is in market right now, trying to trend to the upside. Boeing holding and testing fresh lows.
Good look on Uber, guys. I see a lot of talk there on Uber, so good look on that one. Today, busted yield like I thought it would yesterday, but it didn't yesterday. Actually went the other way. You can see this is Uber yesterday after bang comes out. We actually makes its way back up. Uber yesterday closing just around this level here, 32.50. Before today, seeing at 32.50 and raising you another 80 cents. So nice little move here on Uber today. Breaking through 32.50, I think that was key. You see some punched up areas there yesterday, 32.50 near the close, and then today, guys, breaking next upside there is Uber. So
yeah, guys, I'm not sure. It might be a mic issue there with Shauna. If you guys can still hear me. Walmart continuing to make its ridiculous run. I tried to catch some shares on a pullback. When you get those moves on news, a lot of times it's hard to punch in there when you do see a parabolic run. 125 is quickly approaching. It is worth noting. Just hop to the daily here and do see 124 and 125 be some obvious areas of resistance that we can look for a fade. That's why I was anticipating a pullback into 121. That hasn't happened. it's going to be hard for me not to jump in on this. It is positive news for them. We were expecting this coming through. Obviously, the market's a bit bullish on the pricing and the launch date. Either way, it's a good story for Walmart. Watch out 124, 125 levels to the upside, 121 on a pullback. Hopefully, we'll get that fixed for Sean when it comes to his sound. I think it is fixed. So there you go, Sean. I'll jump right back to you there. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you didn't interrupt. I mean, apparently I wasn't saying anything, right? So, okay, NIO here, again, another banger there. I actually don't even really remember what stock I was on, guys. But Genius Brands, 12 cents in the money. NIO, I mean, this has been, I mean, look at all the trades here. I have 274 fills today, including 120 is that right? Yeah, 121 fills on NIO today. So obviously we do not pay retail prices. We have direct-to-market access. All of those fills today, my fees are $42.09. So $42.09, 274 fills, 121 fills there on NIO. So that's that way. Yeah, so I mean, all I was really looking at right now, the biggest position for me that I have on again is NVAX. And I have enough shares that I can average it out. So I'm thinking here, guys, I'll hit that, see if I can get a refresh and zoom in. Oh, I was talking about Uber. That's what it was. But here, anyways, NVAX 1090 there. I was sort of thinking that if we can come back down here to this 102 area, might not be a horrible spot to get off. Otherwise, we'll get out at 105. But that'll be probably the biggest hit of the day for me if it does break through there. Unfortunately, though, man, it just rifled down. Should have continued, probably. Did not. I wish I would have noticed it. Good out would have been right up here. Now we sort of have to hope and pray, and when you're doing that, that ain't good.
Yeah, hope and prayer certainly can run us into a little bit of trouble. I am still watching a couple of names here we don't have positions on. One is, of course, going to be ANVS. It is heading southbound here. Again, we called this one for a 750 short. We could only go long. Unfortunately, we had a target of about 650. So anyone that has locates, congratulations. You've got yourself a nice win in ANVS. Worth looking, just sort of jumping into the higher time frame. This was a $4 stock. So when it comes to downward targets, if we can break through that 650 level that we mentioned, if you're still hanging on to the short, it looks like it has a good chance to fill in the entire gap. I'd watch out. You know, this all started on volume at 650 in the pre-market. That would be that key level to the downside that maybe it holds if you're looking for a long. A bounce through there and back through 7 even is the trade that you're probably going to be looking for. I still think it's a short at this price. I still think it's a short through 650. If you have those locates, we will try to get them again. See if I can catch that one, a little bit of a lunchtime south side trade. And here comes Nikola again. This time I want it at about 44.25, 44.30 on the pullback. Didn't get it the first time. Maybe this time it gives it to me. And I do see, when Valeria danced off the screen, that means we hit 1,000. Did we hit 1,000 likes? Thank you very much, everybody. So there you go. I'll hit this key because it's got Valeria on it. She's very happy that we did it. Thank you guys for getting us to that on Daily Thing. It's always fun, but I got to get my Nikola shares on the bounce this time.
Guys, do not. I see someone saying short Amazon.
What?
Not this guy. Again, I first bought my Amazon shares. I know it was $700, $800, $900. But you can see what Amazon's been doing. Amazon not going to care about that Walmart news. I mean, it's big news for Walmart. But remember, guys, like Amazon Prime, they still have the video. They have everything. They're the biggest AWS. I mean, you guys know about web services and how huge they are. Short Amazon at your peril. I mean, obviously, if you think the market's overheated, which it probably is, then Amazon will follow the market. But don't short it on this news, guys. Amazon has music. They have streaming audio and video. They have the web services. They have the home deliveries. They have the Kindle. I mean, whatever. Walmart. I'm a Walmart shareholder. I love that news. Great pop, but come on, man. Do not short the beast. That is Amazon, in my opinion, anyways. We'll wait to see. But one thing that you should be doing is going long this name, and that's NIO right now. Oops, Trump didn't rip up any NIO contracts, did he? No, we'll hit chicken win or dinner because that's what it's been today for NIO there. We'll wait to see 1185. We're already at day's high, man. We were long here. and here, and now we're still long. We only got a small spot on right now. Actually, about 10% of our spot left. So wish we had a little bit more. It was a little bit of a nightmare here. Short. We did capture some out, but then eventually getting out. And then in the morning, this is where it's the biggest mess. I just got to let NIO slow down because look at this. We think it's going to break and we go short. Like, oh man, frustrating time on NIO. But right now, we're holding a 25-cent winner. So Raptors getting ready to defend the title. So we'll hit a little free throw there for them with NIO, guys.
I actually like their chances, I'm not going to lie. I feel like in this kind of abbreviated season, coaching is going to be the difference maker, and we got the second best coach probably in the NBA. I'll give it up to Pop. He's the absolute man. But we got a banger. And I think I'm looking at this VUZI, and Brendan gave us this name, a bit of a volume spike. A little bit later on in the session here, you do see it break out at 11:30. Anytime you see a bit of a lower high get put in on a parabolic move on news, you want to see if you can get some consolidation lower and then roll into a short. I got to check to see on locates for this one, but a 290 break looks good to me. If we can catch that one on the short side of VUZI, we're going to watch for that. I also wanted to make sure we got back to our sort of a good friend, which has been good to us all morning long. I want to update you on ENDP, of course. I have not taken any shares out further on that 380 break, but it looks like it might give me a shot to reload at 380, so I'll go ahead and do that if I get the opportunity. I'm doing my best not to chase Nikola. I'm still in the money, about 40, 50 cents here. I want $1.50 at least on that Nikola trade that we have long. It's been a good one. It's basically gone to plan, except for these pullbacks into 44.50, which I anticipated might give me an entry closer to VWAP and 44 even here. That hasn't happened. I maintain a break-even stop, but I'm only going to add to position if we can bounce down around here at 20s and catch it on the way back upside. I like to take it on the way up, not on the way down, guys. Brennan, what do you have?
I can't remember if we actually talked about the news on that VUZI, so I will do it now if you missed it. Anyways, it was a defense contract. So they signed a major contract with a US-based defense contractor, I should say. So for some products over the next couple of years, 2 or 3 year contract for them. So nice look for VUZI. Neil just talked about it above that $3 level now, guys.
One more name that I want to make sure we get to. Look, there's only about 5 minutes left, and at this point, you're in the money on, I'm in the money on ENDP and UAVS and Nikola. Those are all working for me. NVAX I have to monitor. I'm looking for a place to add below 102. I don't like it between 102 and 105.50, call it whatever that top is in front of over VWAP there. So you want to make sure you have the structure of your trades locked in. And INO through the top at 2360 is definitely going to be one of those. It is creeping towards this level. Yes, it is going to be an interesting short opportunity. We've seen what happens when you do test that double top and then roll over shy of it. So I'll probably take some shares through a 23, a break to the downside, but still maintaining that breakout opportunity at 2360. With just a few minutes left on, I want to give you that one just because we've seen those moves happen in the afternoon and you don't want to miss out. If your trading day is done, maybe you paper trade it if that's the stage you're at. For me, I do like that one alongside 2360, but I'll now dip into a quick little short at 23 even with a 60 stop to the upside. See if we can't get $1 back into 22s on a 23 break. Add that to the mix of trades we'll do in INO, guys.
INO, okay. We're still waiting for NVAX to go through as well. Nikola, we're going to be getting out of that one very, very shortly. Again, right where we got in here, we're all the way back. And yeah, I saw some talk there on the chat about being scalp master. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that title for sure. Scalping Nikola out here. That's what we do, man. We take a lot of shares and then we get out and then that's how we put our money in our pocket. And you can see that example here on Facebook as well. Obviously, I would have loved to hold this one, but when you reverse off this short and then it rips up for you $1.50. And again, depending on the share size that you have, you take that profit. And see, like there goes Nikola down. You can see the P&L on the board there, how much I've made on Nikola today. And yeah, so we get flushed out there. So like this is what I'm talking about. This is a 44.54 long, right? We get out all the way up. 20 cents, 30 cents. This is 50 cents. This is 75 cents. This is $1. Then it comes back down and we take 10 cents. So you add all that up, and then when you get out right here, this is a 15-cent loser. So that's how you put that money in your pocket. We're going to floss it off. Hopefully, the only position that we have on that's any bit of a worry is NVAX. Look at this. CCL right here, guys. Wow, grand slam alert on Walmart. JJ, the comedy ninja, is in the building right here. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. $100. Let me find something. Let's hit the air horn. Wake up, guys. Thank you so much for that. Grand slam alert on Walmart. That's a shout out to Brendan Wicken. So if I can't drop that down there, maybe we can go to Brendan in a minute. But where is that thing there? There he is. Let's throw Brendan across the screen. Thank you so much for that alert, Brendan. Obviously, the viewers are loving that one. Great trade for you, Comedy Ninja. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that super chat. Absolutely. That's why we're here, guys, to bring the news as it happens and bring you opportunities as they happen. We mentioned this one as well. I'll tie this back into Amazon a little bit. Walmart, Amazon, here we go. UAVS, we mentioned with the drones. So they make drones that apparently Amazon looking at this company for the use of their drones when it comes to drone delivery of Amazon's products. Bit of a nothing trade today. We did get 15% to the upside today. 175, 180 was a bit of a level, all the way back down to 150. So UAVS still doing a lot more volume than normal for this name, but another one to look at throughout the afternoon. A couple minutes, yeah, wow, only a minute and a half, in fact, to go before the end of the show here. It's flown by. We'd like to have a look at what day it is with Miss V. As far as earnings, guys, Levi Strauss was the only one that kind of stood out as exciting. So Levi's reporting aftermarket or before the open. I'll double check, but let's go over to Valeria.
Thank you, Brandon, and hey guys, thank you for another amazing day together. Special shout out to JJ Ninja Comedy and Sean King for sending us super chats. Guys, you're very generous and we're very happy to see that you are having a profitable day. Also, welcome everyone who joined our membership. Welcome to the family. And guys, thank you for 1K likes. You make us absolutely happy. And of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we're back on air, and go watch our next educational video about swing trading basics. And as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So Sean says that today is the water day. Well, today is the strawberry sundae day.
That's better.
So you can drink it.
It has water in it to some degree, but we'll take National Strawberry Sundae Day over Water Day, which everyone has water every single day. It's not a lot of fun there. I will probably be partaking in that one, although I don't know if it'll be in Sunday fashion, but a little strawberry action we do have at home, and we'll also have some ice cream with that. It might not be a perfect Sunday, but we'll definitely do that. It's ridiculously hot here in Toronto, so you got to get that in when you can. It's been a good show. It is noon already. Thank you, everybody, for those super chats. Obviously, the last one there, fantastic. Walmart was a big piece of news. This is one of the reasons why you want to hit that subscribe button, so you're coming here every single day, so you're getting the benefit of the news that Brendan is bringing you, the stocks that are on our watch list, the stocks that we're actively trading. It's all about growing our base of trading opportunities and our base of knowledge. Everyone can get better every single day. And for the entire team down the line, Valeria doing an awesome job as always. I hope that wasn't the microphone.
It was the mic. It was just the mic. It was just the mic.
That's okay. We got. She tried to make the heart there. It's all good. Shankatina always doing a fantastic job, as I try not to laugh too hard on that one.
Nicola, CCL, everything popping off, guys.
And as always, Brendan coming through with the Walmart news as it happened. You saw the big parabolic move it made. Thanks a lot, Brendan, for that one. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. That was always a timing. Bound to happen. I did it to mine. We didn't break. Where are you throwing things?
Is that the one?